trip for two to Northport, Florida. You and a guest will win round-trip airfare, ground transportation, hotel accommodations, and tickets to see the Braves on Saturday, March 14th. But you must be 21 or older to enter. Get registered right now at braves.com/Harrah's.
Here's a club you'll want to get into, Club Citgo. It's the super easy app that opens the door to great fuel savings and more. Sign up and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up, plus everyday savings that really add up. You can also enter our sweepstakes with multiple winners and giveaways, like free gas for a year. And Club Citgo makes paying easy with a convenient mobile pay feature. So welcome to the club where all the action is. Download Club Citgo today. Savings good up to 30 gallons, only at participating locations. Data rates may apply.
It's rolling, rolling. That jackpot's rolling.
Got yourself a scratcher that didn't win? Well, my friend, it still could, because now all non-winning scratchers can be entered to win the Rollin' Jackpot, which grows and grows.
That jackpot's rolling, rolling.
The Rollin' Jackpot, another way to win from the Georgia Lottery. Learn more and enter at galottery.com. Play responsibly.
You know what Atlanta sports fans understand. Whether it's baseball or buying a vehicle, teams matter. And when it's time to buy, the team you want is Jim Ellis Chevrolet. They've got a full lineup of Chevy cars, trucks, and SUVs, and an all-star crew that makes the whole process easy.
Step up to the plate at JimEllisChevrolet.com or stop by Jim Ellis Chevrolet, located just inside 285 on Peachtree Boulevard. Jim Ellis Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Jim Ellis, expect the best.
Are you tired of your food tasting tasty, but somehow not quite tasty enough? That's why the original Louisiana brand hot sauce invented the original Louisiana brand hot sauce. It's the perfect balance of peppery peppers, tarty vinegar, and the salty tears of Mets fans who cried because they didn't win. But everyone can win at eating something delicious with the original Louisiana brand hot sauce, the official hot sauce of the Atlanta Braves. That's Louisiana hot. Buy you some.
Back in Sarasota, what a difference a week makes. We were here on Monday, and it was 56 degrees with the wind blowing out. Folks were wearing blankets and sweatshirts and jackets. Today, they got the dugout fans going, and folks down below in the shirt sleeves and wearing sunscreen today. 75 degrees and bright sunshine here in Sarasota. Alongside Darren O'Day, Ben Ingram here with you. Time now for the starting lineups, and we'll start off with the visiting Braves, managed by Walt Weiss. The Braves, a winner yesterday over Boston 15-8, so the Braves come into the record of 5-2 in the Grapefruit League. Braves will lead it off with their second baseman, Brent Wisely. Batting second, shortstop Mauricio Dubon. And batting third, center fielder Eli White. Batting cleanup, right fielder Deshaun Kiersey Jr. Hitting fifth, third baseman Kyle Farmer. Batting sixth for Atlanta, designated hitter Luke Waddell. Hitting seventh, catcher Chadwick Tromp. Batting eighth, first baseman Tristan English. Batting ninth, left fielder Jose Azokar. And on the mound for the Braves, the 27-year-old righty Spencer Strider making his spring debut. He pitched on a backfield in Northport on Monday. This will be the first time that he's pitched in a Grapefruit League game. So again, for the Braves, it'll be Wisely, Dubon, White, Kiersey, Farmer, Waddell, Tromp, English, Azokar, and Strider on the mound. Now for the Orioles, under the leadership of first-year manager Craig Albernaz. The Orioles are 4-3. These two teams have seen each other once. That was on Monday. Braves won that game here 10-7. So again, the Orioles 4-3 in Grapefruit League action. They'll lead it off with their shortstop Gunnar Henderson. Batting second, right fielder Tyler O'Neill. And batting third, the newest Oriole, first baseman Pete Alonso. Batting cleanup, left fielder Taylor Ward. Hitting fifth, catcher and switch hitter Adley Rutschman. Batting sixth, the designated hitter Ryan Mountcastle. Hitting seventh, third baseman Kobe Mayo. Batting eighth, center fielder Leody Tavares. Batting ninth, second baseman Jeremiah Jackson. And on the mound, it's the right-hander Kyle Bradish. Bradish, 29 years old, making his second appearance of the spring. So again, for the Orioles, it's Henderson, O'Neill, Alonso, Ward, Rutschman, Mountcastle, Mayo, Tavares, Jackson, and also Bradish, of course, on the mound. Behind the plate calling balls and strikes, the crew chief Jeremy Rehack. First base umpire is Junior Valentine. Second base umpire Ryan Wills. And the third base umpire is Thomas Fornarola. Braves coming out of the third base dugout wearing their navy tops today, gray pants, red lettering, red numerals outlined in white. Atlanta across the chest on top of the tomahawk. Meanwhile, the Orioles wearing their bright orange uniform tops, white pants, black lettering, black numerals outlined in white, and Orioles across the chest in cursive. So we're talking about Kyle Bradish and altogether this pitching matchup, Darren. Bradish, big right-hander. What are these Braves hitters going to see out of him today?
Oh, Kyle Bradish, yeah, he's a big boy, 6'3", 215, and he throws pretty hard. He's got average fastballs. He's got a sinker and a four-seamer, both those sitting anywhere from 95 to 97. But the star of the show for Bradish is his slider and his curveball. They're both some of the best breaking pitches in the league. Those are going to be really tough on these Braves hitters to see that caliber of a breaking ball this early in spring training.
This early in spring, how hard are pitchers leaning into their secondary stuff? Do they ease into that, or are they going full force, full throttle?
Yeah, it depends on the guy. You know, that's the beauty of spring training is the results don't really matter. So if you're wanting to work on one singular pitch, you know, Bradish might come out with a changeup today. That's the beauty of spring training. You can work on whatever you want.
He'll be facing Wisely, Dubon, and White here at the top of the first inning. Wind across the outfield, right to left, slightly out to left field. Wisely climbing in. The right-hander Kyle Bradish ready to go to work for the second time this spring. He's ready. Braves and Orioles. And now for the ball game. The first pitch, a called strike, starting up at 1:05 Eastern, 12:05 Central. And 75 degrees here in sunny Sarasota, spring training home of the Orioles. Brett Wisely, left-handed hitter. Waits the 0-1 pitch, and here it is from the right-hander Kyle Bradish. Fastball misses up and in at 94. Bradish, 6'3", 215. He's from Peoria, Arizona, 29 years old. This spring, he's made one appearance, 2 innings versus Detroit on February 22nd. Got roughed up a little bit. Here's a 1-1 pitch on the way to Brett Wisely. Brett swings and swats one foul down the right field line. It goes. On the 22nd versus Detroit, Bradish gave up 2 runs on 3 hits, had a walk and 2 strikeouts. And just kind of easing in. High black socks up to his knees, bright white cleats, and a black glove tucked up against his left rib cage. Meanwhile, Brett Wisely taps the plate with the end of a red bat, steadies it over the top of his left shoulder. And the 1-2 pitch on the way from the right-hander Bradish. And Wisely swings and misses, breaking ball down and away from him. And 1 down, first strikeout notched by Kyle Bradish.
Yeah, that's a nasty one. Bradish came back last season, missed some time previously with an elbow injury, much like the Braves starter today, Spencer Strider. But he really, his strikeout rate ticked up last year. He's really figured out how to use those breaking balls. And as I mentioned, those are going to be a tough nut to crack here today.
Yeah, he's a good one, and a guy that the Orioles are going to be counting a lot on this season. 1 down for Mauricio Dubon. He'll take a ball a little bit low. Last season for Bradish, 6 starts in the big leagues, 1-1 with a 2.53 ERA. And a guy that they are really excited about for what he could mean for this rotation this year. Right-hander stands on the first base side of the rubber. 1-0 pitch in the air to right field in line with Tyler O'Neill. Makes a chest-high catch and 2 down in the inning. Something that you have in common with Kyle Bradish. He wears number 38 right now. But when he first broke in with the Orioles, he was number 56. Don't just give that number to anybody, won't they?
You know, I got to talk to somebody about that. Yeah, I did a lot of good work in that uniform. Spencer Schwellenbach took my number here in Atlanta, so both the guys subsequently wore my number considerably better than I was.
2 down for Eli White. No score in the top of the first inning. Eli takes a called strike. Bradish was originally drafted by the Angels. He was a 4th-round selection in 2018 out of New Mexico State. He was traded to Baltimore in 2019 for Dylan Bundy. And this will be his 5th year of Major League service. That'll be swung on, missed. Altogether, 67 Major League appearances for Kyle Bradish. He's gone 19-15 with a 3.47 ERA. He's looking for a 1-2-3 top of the first inning. Struck out Wisely, got Dubon to fly out to right field. Now an 0-2 count on Eli White. Bradish right at the belt. 6'3" right-hander, spins it up there. And White swings and misses at a high fastball for strike 3. Impressive start for Bradish. Braves go down 1-2-3. We'll see Spencer Strider when we come back. At the end of a half an inning, Braves nothing, and the Orioles coming up when we come back.
Hello, I'm Neil Pruitt, Chairman and CEO of Pruitt Health. The Braves have shown us what happens when a great team pulls together. At Pruitt Health, our All-Stars help you recover from surgery or a major health event. Nurses, therapists, a whole team dedicated to giving you the personalized care you need. Come join the Pruitt Health team. Email hireme@pruitthealth.com. That's hireme@pruitthealth.com. Pruitt Health is a proud partner of the Atlanta Braves.
Hey guys, it's Ben Ingram. Have you noticed cracks in your walls or around your doors or windows? Or how about cracks in your bricks outside? That means it's time to pick up the phone and call the only foundation repair company in Atlanta with professional engineers on staff. Engineered Solutions of Georgia. They offer lifetime warranties from trusted professionals who will fix it right the first time. Don't wait until it's too late. Call 678-ESOG now.
Dial 678-ESOG now.
Today's highlight is brought to you by Toyota. At home or on the road, they're never the underdog. Toyota, let's go places. Get 2.49% APR for 36 months on a new 2026 Toyota Tacoma Hybrid. Offer valid through March 2nd, 2026. Zero down for well-qualified buyers with approved credit and financing through Southeast Toyota Finance. $28.86 monthly payment for every $1,000 financed. Excludes tax, tag registration, title, and dealer fees. See dealer for details.
All value games at Truist Park get you $15 tickets, $10 parking, food and beverage offers, and more. Learn more at braves.com/value.
Into the bottom of the first inning here at Ed Smith Stadium in Sarasota. Braves and the Orioles. Grapefruit League action. Orioles come to the plate with Henderson, O'Neill, and Alonso. Spencer Strider ready to work. And the right-hander fires his first bullet. And he'll miss inside with a fastball. Around Strider, Tristan English is at first base. Brett Wisely at second. Mauricio Dubon, the shortstop, and Kyle Farmer at third. Get to the outfielders after this 1-0 pitch. Here it is to Henderson. That's hit in the air towards center field, and that's going to be caught on a sliding effort by Eli White. Well, it looked like that would hop in front of Eli, but that little liner out there was to Eli's left, and he broke in and had a neat first slide, was able to get leather on it for the out. Nice play.
Yeah, it's a tough play for a center fielder. That ball coming right at you is the hardest one to judge, and it looked like Eli couldn't decide whether he wanted to get his pants dirty or not. You know, his mom... He ultimately elected to. His mom might be angry. She's going to have to get those stains off his knees.
He was kind of in between, wasn't he?
He was.
Made the play. One down for Tyler O'Neill. And O'Neill takes a called strike. In the outfield for the Braves, Jose Azocar is in left. The aforementioned Eli White in center. Deshaun Kiersey Jr. in right. Chadwick Tromp is the catcher. And Spencer Strider on the mound. The right-hander out of Knoxville, Tennessee. 27 years old. 6 feet tall. 195 pounds. And again, making his spring debut today. 0-1 pitch on the way. A little bit high with a fastball versus Tyler O'Neill. Strider, heel, shoulder width apart. Foot in the middle of the rubber. And a 1-1. Missed a little bit low and outside. 2 balls and a strike. All right, I know you got Spencer Strider under the microscope today. What are you looking for out of Spencer?
Well, looking for him to get his outs, get his work in here today. You know, it's early in the spring. We're not going to judge too much.
2-1 pitch and a fly ball to right field. Got some carry to it. Kiersey back. 8 feet shy of the warning track. Makes the catch and 2 down.
There's going to be a lot of eyes on his velocity here today because that is, you know, a huge part of his game. Is we're used to seeing when Spencer was fully healthy, throwing 98 up to 100 miles an hour. Last year, a little bit down, 95, more 96s. So here today, you know, it's only the first inning. This is his first action of this season. He's only 91 to 94, and I expect that number to bump up here a little bit as he warms up.
2 down for Pete Alonso. Strider brings it a little bit low there. When you think about Strider in his most dominant year, 2023, fastball slider's about all that he needed. Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way to Alonso. Missed a touch low. And if the velocity is going to be down, obviously the location has to be pinpoint. Yeah. And it really enhances the need for those secondary pitches outside of just the slider, doesn't it?
Sure does.
There's the 2-0 pitch on the way. Little flare into shallow right. Coming along now, Kiersey. Medium depth right field. He's got it. And 3 flyouts put down the Orioles in order in the bottom of the first inning. No runs, hits, or errors. None left. We go to the top of the second. No score.
You need all the energy you can get for game day. Luckily at Georgia Power, we know a thing or two about saving energy. We understand that energy costs are an important part of your budget. That's why we're dedicated to providing tools and assistance that can help make a difference, so you can save your energy for the game. Visit georgiapower.com/myenergy to learn more.
Enjoy more ways to save at Kroger, like low prices in every aisle. And when you download the Kroger app, you can clip and save more with digital coupons every week. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you can enjoy more ways to save and more rewards every time you shop. So it's always easy to save big every day with savings and rewards. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply. See site for details.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Jeff's day is off to a slow start. So he heads to AutoZone, America's #1 battery destination, where Sammy, a local AutoZoner, tests his battery for free. Looks like he just needs a charge. And Sammy does that for free too. In no time at all, Jeff is back on the road, ready to finish the day strong. Free battery testing and charging at every store. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Braves nothing, Orioles nothing. Into the top of the second inning. It'll be Kiersey Farmer and Waddell for Atlanta versus Kyle Bradish. Great to have you with us on a Saturday afternoon alongside Darren O'Day and our producer-engineer Jonathan Chadwick. Ben Ingram here with you. This is the 8th Grapefruit League game of the session for the Braves. 22 left to be played after today. Climbing into Sean Kiersey Jr. Pitch from Bradish, a little bit up and in. Braves have gone 5-2 in their first 7 games. And it's really been a strong showing offensively, especially yesterday. 15 runs on 13 hits and 4 homers in a victory over the Red Sox yesterday. 1-0 pitch, a swing and a miss by Kiersey. 1 ball and 1 strike. Braves taking a peek at Kyle Bradish. 29-year-old had a 1-2-3 first inning with a couple of strikeouts. 1-1 pitch. Called strike. Hit the outside corner. Good breaking ball over that outer rail of the plate and a 1-2 count on Kiersey. Breeze out to left field on a very sunny and warm day in Sarasota. 1-2 pitch. High and outside, 2-2. Telling you about Bradish. Well, he's going into his 5th season in the big leagues. This has to be the best job he's ever had. Found a story that detailed some of the jobs that he had when he was in high school and college. And he's got to enjoy every day of being in the big leagues. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Flare into right field. Coming in O'Neill. That'll hop down in front of him. Little splash into right field, and Deshaun Kiersey Jr. is aboard. When Bradish was in high school, he worked as a dishwasher for a couple of years at an Italian restaurant. Then he said he graduated from that and became a fry cook at Five Guys. Oh. So at least he was eating well.
I got to imagine being a dish cook at an Italian restaurant might be the worst type of restaurant. Now, you imagine how much tomato sauce and melted mozzarella you got to get off those dishes?
That's a lot of elbow grease.
Goodness.
That might have helped develop his forearms and his pitching hand.
That's where that slider came from.
Washing dishes. Kind of a Mr. Miyagi trick for baseball players. There's a called strike on Kyle Farmer. Before you learn to throw a slider, you got to wash these dishes. No score, top of the second. Kyle Farmer, Georgia boy. Grew up in Atlanta, played ball at UGA. Here's the 0-1 pitch on the way to Farmer. And Farmer swings and fouls one back. Kyle's been a good piece of a lot of different teams over the course of his career. 9 years in the big leagues. Reds, Twins, Dodgers, Rockies. 35-year-old veteran awaits the 0-2, and he'll swing and send one foul into the seats down the first base line.
Yeah, my impression of Farmer from across the field is that he just does a lot of things well. And he's a good guy in the clubhouse, and he makes his teammates better with his wisdom and you know, all the things he's been through. Can play a lot of positions. You know, he hits well. Last year he did have a tough season out there in Colorado, but that's a tough environment to play in, that's for sure.
Pick off over to first base, back in with a dive to Sean Kiersey. I was chatting with Kyle before a game 3 or 4 days ago. This was during BP, and it really just hit me that I've been at this a little while, because I remember when he was in college, and he was recognized for a college player award back in 2012. Here's the 0-2 pitch. He'll swing and miss. Went after that breaking ball away and strikes out. And he was recognized as one of the best college players in the state of Georgia that year at the Braves 400 Club Gameboree that I was emceeing that year, and Chipper Jones was a special guest. And we were talking about a picture that he and I had together, and he's probably 20, 21 years old. I'm 32, 33 years old in the picture, and all these years later, he's still in uniform, and I'm still up here. Pitch on the way to Luke Waddell. In the air to left field. Taylor Ward going to go back. Still back. Almost to the track. It's over his head. Misplayed. Karam's off the wall. Into third base to Sean Kiersey. Runs into a stop sign there. 2 bags out of Luke Waddell. Got up into that breeze that we mentioned is blowing out to left field. And it just played a trick on Taylor Ward out there in left.
It sure did. We talk often about how hard it is to catch a fly ball down here in Florida spring training. And I think not just the breeze, but the sun. You know, left field here, that left fielder Taylor Ward is looking directly into a bright Florida sun here. So those are tough to practice. Those are the ones you don't really want to practice before games. You know, you don't want to look in the sun, but that's a vital part of playing outfield.
Really tricky for Ward. Now the infield comes halfway in. Runners at second and third. 1 down for Chadwick Tromp. He loves that first pitch, and he lines one out to left field in for a base hit. Coming in to score to Sean Kiersey. Holding at third base, Luke Waddell. It's 1-0 Braves on the base hit by Chadwick Tromp. Indeed got that first pitch and sent it right over the left side of the infield for the base hit. And 1-0 Braves, a 3-hit inning. Tromp, a former Oriole. And putting the Braves on the board here versus the O's. Runners at first and third for Tristan English. Infield stays halfway in. Big hole on the right side of the infield. Second baseman Jackson shaded towards the bag. First pitch swinging, looper down the right field line, splashing in for a hit. In to score, Luke Waddell. Down to second for Chadwick Tromp. And a base hit by Tristan English makes it 2-0 Braves. I don't know that he got the barrel of it on it, but just enough to get it over Pete Alonso.
Yeah, just kind of poked it over Alonso's head. I don't know if Polar Bear Pete over there at first, I don't think he's dunking anymore. That vertical jump was not very high. It looked like Phil Mickelson at the Masters. It was maybe 3-4 inches. Just squeaked over that glove, played another run for the Braves.
He'd have a hard time getting a notebook under Pete's feet on his vertical leap.
That was a tough one.
Here's Jose Azocar, 2-0 Braves. Ball low and outside. Inning started with a single by Kiersey. Farmer struck out, then the double off the wall and left by Waddell. And back-to-back RBI singles from Tromp and English. Righty-righty matchup. 1-0 to Azocar. He swings and misses at a high fastball. Azocar, right-handed batter. Waits on the 1-1 from Bradish. Righty spins it up there. And Azocar chases another high limb. Missed that fastball. Azocar this spring batting .333. Last time we saw him was on Thursday in that game against the Yankees in Tampa. He went 2 for 3 in that game with a couple of singles. 1-2, a chase and a miss and a slider away. That's that pitch you're talking about right before the first pitch.
Yeah, these are the situations. Kyle Bradish, he's out there. He's got one out. Defense not really helping him out here. Said, all right, I'm going to take it in my own hands. I'm just going to throw my best pitch and get out of this situation. So he's going to go right to that slider or his curveball. And yeah, he's got 5 outs and 4 strikeouts already.
2-0 Braves, top of the second. Back to the top of the order to Brett Wisely. Wisely 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Bradish back to work, missed with a high fastball that hummed in there at 94. Braves had an explosive day the last time they played here. That was Monday, scoring 10 runs, leading 2-0 today. 1-0 is high, 2 balls, no strikes. Martin Perez tossing in the Braves bullpen. He's a left-hander. Could see him some point soon. Spencer Strider had a 1-2-3 first inning with 3 flyouts. 1 to center, 2 to right. Hitters count for Wisely. English at first, Tromp at second. 2-0 pitch, popped up, shallow center field. Henderson going out, coming in Tavares. This will be the center fielder's ball, and he's got it with a chest-high squeeze. That's out number 3, but the Braves send 7 men to the plate. 2 of them score on 4 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. We venture into the bottom of the second upon our return. Braves 2, Orioles nothing.
When you need a lawyer after an auto accident, make the right call. I'm attorney Ken Nugent, and I'm based right here in Georgia. Other big-name legal teams aren't even from this area.
Right one.
We'll get you your money quick, while other legal teams waste your time.
Right two.
And our team is with you from start to finish. Other legal teams pass you off to a secondary team.
Right three.
Make the right call. Call Ken.com. One call, that's all. Proud partner of the Atlanta Braves.
Kenneth S. Nugent, PC, attorneys at law, 1355 Peachtree Street Northeast, Suite 1000, Atlanta, Georgia, 30309.
A golf instructor who knows technique can improve an aspiring pro swing. But one who really cares can help transform a career.
There he is, your new champion.
When you team up with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. At Truist, we believe the same is true for banking. Truist, leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Truist Bank, member FDIC, leading based on top 10 U.S. commercial bank.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, you may be in big trouble with Chip Wood.
Our owner?
Free oil changes along with alignment?
On any 4-tire purchase.
And Michelin's up to $180 off?
Yeah.
Sorry, Mike, but I'm telling.
But the Wood family is behind all this.
Oh, those rascals.
But don't tell the accountants.
Of course not. And what do they do again?
Buy any set of 4 tires at Tire Discounters and get a free alignment and oil change. Make them Michelin's and save up to $180 more.
See store for details.
The Braves Country Music Fest at Truist Park is June 13th, featuring Cody Johnson, Ella Langley, and more. Get tickets at Braves.com/Braves Country Fest.
Alongside Darren O'Day, Ben Ingram here with you from Ed Smith Stadium in Sarasota. Braves have a 2-0 lead over the Orioles. Spencer Strider had a 1-2-3 first inning, getting Gunnar Henderson, Tyler O'Neill, and Pete Alonso all to fly out. And here at the bottom of the second, it'll be Ward, Rutschman, and Mountcastle. This is the second of 3 meetings between the Braves and the Orioles this spring. Braves won the first of those 3 meetings on Monday, 10-7 right here. And the Orioles, after today, come down to Northport a little bit later in camp. See the Braves one final time, ball low and outside. It's come to my attention that annually there are former Orioles who go into the Orioles Hall of Fame. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Ward will send one foul. And like we discussed in our opening segment, you, of course, played for both of these teams, Braves and the Orioles. And you spent how many years in Baltimore?
About 6.5.
6, okay. And had a great portion of your career there in Baltimore. There's the 1-1 pitch on the way to Taylor Ward, low and outside. And our own Darren O'Day is on the ballot this year for the Orioles Hall of Fame.
How about that?
Which we understand will be announced sometime in April, maybe early May, which plays perfectly for us. There's the 2-1 pitch. Ward fouls one off. As we go to Baltimore the 3rd week of July, and it's furthermore come to my attention that if you're in the Hall of Fame, you get an Orioles sports coat. So if you are elected in, we're making a rule right now. Here's the pitch on the way. 2-2, in for a called 3rd strike. Good-looking breaking ball by the inside corner. Ward goes down looking. If you're elected in the Baltimore heat of July, I think you have to wear your Hall of Fame jacket the entire series.
I'm fine with that, Ben, because I'm just going to be so happy to be in a Hall of Fame that, with the people that are in it, Brooks Robinson, Jim Palmer, all those, Eddie Murray, all those guys. So if they're going to include little Darren O'Day in there, I'll wear the jacket wherever you want me to, bud.
One of these things is not like the others. There's a called strike. No, he had a tremendous career and some great years for you in Baltimore, and I love how they recognize you anytime we go up there and play Baltimore. It's really fun. 0-1 on Adley Rutschman. 2-0 Braves. Pitch on the way from Strider. Just a little bit low there. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of Braves fans out there thinking, like, this guy? You know, because I did most of my best work for Baltimore. All the time, before I got to Atlanta, when I was getting hurt every other Tuesday.
Here's the 1-1. Stroked in the air to left field. A Zokar over to his left. That'll split the gap and go all the way to the wall. Coming around first base is Adley Rutschman, who'll cruise into second. Took that fastball out to left center. And one-hopped it off the base of the left center field wall for a one-out single. 94-mile-an-hour fastball by Strider.
Yeah, we mentioned this is his first time towing the rubber this season. Last year's fastball did average 95.5. Down almost 2 miles an hour from 2023 when he was at his best. So there's going to be a lot of eyes on it. And I don't think it's time to start judging that velocity yet. I'd say maybe we get 2-3 weeks down the road and he's still throwing 91, 93. Then we can worry about it.
Ryan Mountcastle, the batter, takes the ball low and outside. Yeah, we'll report on it because if you were in the stadium, you'd want to know how hard Spencer is throwing. But I don't think you can make any kind of assessment by any means as to what you see out of him or any other pitcher their first or second trip to the mound this spring. That'll be swung on and missed by Mountcastle.
Yeah, and of all the players I've played with, Spencer is the most thoughtful, methodical worker I've ever played with. So I'm curious, you know, really what he focused on this offseason to get back to his true form.
1-1 pitch, low and outside with a slider.
And some of those adjustments, whether they were with an outside facility or with the new pitching coach, Jeremy Hefner, you know, you don't know. It takes time to really pattern these movements. And so Spencer might be working on something today mechanically.
Runner at second, 1 down. Braves leading 2-0. 2-1 pitch, huge, healthy cut and a miss by Mountcastle. And fastball up in the zone, and Mountcastle couldn't find it. He'll be followed by Kobe Mayo, who's swinging a stick in the on-deck circle. Strider looking for his second strikeout of the game. 2-2. That'll be lifted into right field. A little liner down for a base hit. Hitting the bag at third and holding Rutschman. And that throw comes in out of right field, slightly up the first base line. Had they sent him, maybe he would have scored. Maybe you send him in a regular season game, but not on February the 28th.
Yeah, I don't think you don't want to risk a spring training run over for your starting opening day catcher, Adley Rutschman, who was, I wouldn't say, running his fastest on his double in the left center field gap. So these guys are all working into form with eyes on, 28 days, 27 days away
27
now?
27 days. Final day of February. We'll turn the calendar over tomorrow for March, and it'll be opening day a few weeks after that. Stepping off is Spencer Strider. Runners at first and third, 1 out. It's a 2-0 lead for the Braves. Mayo bats 7th in the Orioles order. He's hitting .545 this spring. First pitch to Mayo. Just a little bit low. You mentioned Jeremy Hefner, brand new pitching coach for the Braves. If you're on the team, whether it be a starter or a relief role, and you have a brand new pitching coach, how early are you hearing from pitching coaches? Do they work with you at all during the offseason, or do you wait till you see them at spring training? I pop up off the bat of Mayo down the left field line towards foul ground. That will find the seats and become a souvenir.
Yeah, as soon as Hefner, gets announced and gets his feet under him, I'm sure he went down the roster and called every pitcher on the 40-man. And it's just to kind of get to know you. And then case by case, some guys he'll probably have a closer relationship with the offseason. Spencer Strider being a guy he probably talked to more because Spencer is a cerebral pitcher, and he didn't perform like he knows he can last year. So I'm sure they stayed in constant communication.
1-1 to Mayo. That'll miss low and outside.
And Jeremy Hefner, I'm really, I think he's one of the biggest offseason additions to this club because he's more of a new age pitching coach. And he's not completely relying on the numbers. He's still a good coach where he can handle the personalities, but he's well versed in modern baseball sabermetrics.
Righty-righty matchup. Strider's at right at the belly. 2-1 pitch. Popped up first base side. Coming over English. At the railing, out of room. That lands in the second row behind the Oriole dugout.
And going back to last summer, you remember Spencer Strider had to go to an outside facility to get that kind of help he needed with, high-speed cameras and body motion analysis. So I think with having Hefner on the staff now, you have your guy right there, and he already knows you as a person, and he's watching you work every day. I think that's only going to help this entire pitching staff.
That's a good point. 2-2 pitch. Slug to the air to left field. Zokar coming in. He is there. Makes a head-eye catch. Tagging from third base, Rutschman. He will come in and score. Throw goes to second base. Holding at first base, Mountcastle. And the sac fly by Kobe Mayo puts the Orioles on the board. It's now a 2-1 Braves lead in the bottom of the second. Two outs, bottom of the second. Here's Leody Taveras. You know, I think that's fascinating, thinking about a brand new pitching coach coming in and him going down the roster, contacting his pitchers, having a get to know you with all of them. Pitch on the way to Taveras. There's a ball outside. But also, I think there's a flip side of that coin. If you're a pitcher, I'd imagine you want to hear from him as soon as possible and really start to feel him out as well, as you're both kind of doing that, not just one way with the coach trying to fill out the player.
Absolutely.
1-0 to Taveras, fouled back into the screen.
And it's funny because the first time you talk to him, it's like, so you had any kids? Where do you live? That sort of thing. So it's kind of like a handshake over the phone. Let's just get to know you. I'm trying to call everybody on the 40-man. Give me a couple weeks. We'll call back. We'll talk pitching. And then you get on the road from there.
1-1 to Taveras. Switch hitter takes a ball down low.
And then with the good pitching coaches, they're not going to try to change anything until they actually see you compete. I've heard of guys coming in day one of spring training. You got to change that. Well, I'm in the major leagues because I'm pretty good. You don't need to come in here and just change me wholesale. Let's see him work a little.
Pick off over to first base. Back into the dive, Mountcastle. Braves 2, Orioles 1. Bottom of the second. If Taveras reaches, Jeremiah Jackson would come to the plate. 2-1 for Strider. Turned on, sent foul into the Orioles bullpen down the right field line. Well, I can't even imagine managing the different personalities, because you could have so many different style personalities and different style pitchers in one rotation. And managing how one guy has success versus another could be two completely different paths to success. 2-2 to Taveras. Got him chasing. Good breaking ball down and away. And Strider bookends the second with strikeouts. Orioles pick up 1 run on 2 hits. No errors, 1 left. We played 2. We go to the top of the third. 2-1 Braves.
Have you ever wondered if there was something special you could put on your food to make it even better? There is, and it's called the original Louisiana brand hot sauce. Perfectly blending zesty peppers, tangy vinegar, and salty salt. The original Louisiana brand hot sauce makes curly fries into curl your toes fries, and every plate of nachos into nacho heck yeah. Only the original Louisiana brand hot sauce is bold enough to be the official hot sauce of the Atlanta Braves. That's Louisiana hot. Buy you some.
The Braves and Harris Cherokee Casinos want to give you the spring training trip of a lifetime. Enter now for a shot to win the spring training trip jackpot presented by Harris Cherokee Casinos. Just visit braves.com/Harris before March 5th, and you'll be in the running for a trip for 2 to Northport, Florida. You and a guest will win round-trip airfare, ground transportation, hotel accommodations, and tickets to see the Braves on Saturday, March 14th. But you must be 21 or older to enter. Get registered right now at braves.com/Harris.
Whether it's a slip that ends in a slip disc, a trick knee that's holding you back, or shoulder pain hurting your game, you can count on Northside Hospital Orthopedics. With leading care in Georgia at convenient locations all across the state, we're here to get you back on your feet, no matter what comes your way. Because Georgia moves us, and we keep Georgia moving. Find a provider near you at northside.com/ortho. That's northside.com/ORTHO.
Rolling into the top of the third inning here in Sarasota. Braves 2, Orioles 1. 2-3-4 coming up for the Braves here in the top of the third inning with Mauricio Dubon, Eli White, and Deshaun Kiersey Jr. Alongside Darren O'Day and our producer-engineer Jonathan Chadwick, Ben Ingram here with you, and great to have you aboard on a Saturday afternoon. Offering to Dubon. He spins out of the way. I don't know how it missed him. Bradish missed with a fastball, 1 ball and no strikes. 2 runs on 4 hits for the Braves, a run on 2 hits for the Orioles. 1-0 from Bradish. A little liner out to short. That'll be caught by Gunnar Henderson. 1 out.
It's my first game I've worked this spring, Ben, and to me it looks like Dubon's been digging around Ronald Acuna's locker. He's got the same color combo going as Ronald does every day.
A lot of the same flair.
He does.
That's a good look. Look if it works for Ronald. It's worth trying out. Eli White coming up to the plate. Eli hitting .444 this spring. Made a nice defensive play in the first inning. He'll take a ball low and outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Did you enjoy your spring training days as an Oriole at this complex?
Oh, I had a lot of fun here, Ben. I really did.
There's the 1-0 pitch. And a called strike on White.
I would say, spring training is a little different depending on where you're at in your career. If you're a young guy trying to make the team, you got to stay focused and do your best and pitch your best every time you're out there competing or playing.
1-1 to Eli. And he'll send one foul over by Tommy Watkins in the third base coach's box.
But if you've already established yourself as a big leaguer and you're making a little bit of money, spring training is just party time, especially for a relief pitcher, because you know when you're going to pitch. It's a very easy schedule. Man, you have a lot of fun. I played a lot of golf around this complex.
I bet you did. 1-2 misses high. I bet that your schedule with baseball allowed you to fill out your golf schedule. You knew exactly when you could go play golf versus when you'd be pitching.
Yeah. When my family wasn't here, I would say conservatively 4 to 5 rounds a week. It was too much golf.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. Eli White takes a ball up and in. The funny thing about what you just told me, I was just looking at you right in the face. When you mentioned your family being down here, you just said it very matter-of-factly. When the golf came about, you started grinning ear to ear. So we found your real source of enjoyment in life. Here's the 3-2 pitch on the way to Eli White. Eli pulls one out to third, backhanded right next to the line by Kobe Mayo. Plants and fires over, and he got Eli by just a whisker. Maybe a play that during the regular season is reviewed. Eli with great wheels, but Kobe Mayo with a nice play over there at the hot corner.
Yeah, that certainly was an impressive throw. That's not me or you running down there to first base. That's Eli White, and Kobe Mayo was all the way over by the left field line. So it's pretty good arm strength over there at the hot corner.
Braves 2, Orioles 1, top of the third. Here's Deshaun Kiersey. Kiersey hitting .286 over the course of spring. Spring training games just a week old. Little bouncer up the first base line goes foul. Making an 0-1 count. Thinking about this facility, and this is a great facility that the Orioles have here at Spring. I think for a lot of these teams like the Braves who have built new facilities over the last 10 years, they were looking for something similar to what has been built here. And the Braves facility is second to none. And I think between the Braves facility and this one as well, these are two of my favorite spring training facilities that we go to annually.
Yeah, they're soup to nuts. These facilities are first class.
A 1 to Kiersey. And a strike on the inside corner.
What does that even mean? I just said it.
Soup to nuts?
Yeah, do you really eat nuts at the end of the meal?
That's something that maybe was done a long time ago.
Maybe.
Soup to dessert would be more fitting for this group. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Soup to cookies.
Soup to cookies.
Pitch down in the dirt, 1-2.
Yeah, we're talking about spring training hobbies. And one year I decided I wasn't going to play golf, so I rented a house on a canal here. Bought myself a sea kayak. I go out there fishing. Well, I fished so much, my hip flexors got too tight. They made me stop fishing.
There's the 1-2 pitch. Check swing, he did go, and that's strike 3. And a very perplexed Deshaun Kiersey Jr. just looking down the third baseline, arms in the air, thinking, what did you see? I didn't swing. But that's strike 3, and it's a 1-2-3 inning composed by Kyle Bradish. We go to the bottom of the third inning, 2-1 Braves.
Hey, Braves fans! SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of the A, meaning SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of... The official ticket marketplace of...
That ball was crushed.
And...
Did you see that?
Whether you're buying or selling tickets to Braves games or to any other live event across Braves country, SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be part of every home team win. SeatGeek, the official ticket marketplace of...
Let's go Braves!
Hi, it's Chuck Dowdle. If you're ready for a better checking account, my friends at Georgia's Own Credit Union can help. Open an all-access checking account for Georgia's Own, and you'll get access to more than 30,000 surcharge-free ATMs nationwide. And get paid up to 2 days early. Best of all, for a limited time, earn a welcome bonus when you open a new all-access checking account. To learn more, visit georgiasown.org. I'm Chuck Dowdle, and I'm proud to be one of Georgia's Own.
Georgia's Own is federally insured by the NCUA. Restrictions apply. Visit georgiasown.org for complete details.
Cold months in the South mean that rodents, critters, and pests are trying to find a way into your warm house. Luckily, you can trust the pros at Arrow Exterminators to keep your home pest-free inside and out. Arrow protects homes and businesses and is the official pest control provider of Truist Park and the Braves, so you know you're getting the best from the best. To set up a free pest inspection, call 888-GO-ARROW or visit arrowexterminators.com.
The Braves have over 20 gate giveaways this season, from bobbleheads to wearables. See them all at braves.com/promos.
Bottom three here in Sarasota. Braves leading the home Orioles 2-1. Spencer Strider finished for the day on to pitch. Left-hander Martin Perez.
Here's his first pitch to Jeremiah Jackson. Ball low and inside from the lefty.
And Martin Perez been around the game a while. He's a 14-year veteran. Pitched for a lot of different teams.
1-0 pitch. Deep drive down the left field line, hooking towards foul ground and out of play. Make it a 1-1 count on Jeremiah Jackson, the nine-hole hitter and second baseman for the Orioles. 1-1 pitch. Pulled out towards third. Fair ball. Backhanded by Farmer from foul ground. Bounces the throw and squeezed by Tristan English. Dazzling play. Farmer hard to his right. By the time he got leather on it, he was standing in foul territory and threw it about 2 acres across the infield over there to Tristan English, who squeezed it. Nice play.
Yeah, nice play on both ends there. Nice pick by English. And we talked about it earlier. Kyle Farmer, a guy very versatile, plays a lot of positions really well. Just a solid defender at any position.
1 out for Gunnar Henderson. Martin Perez misses inside. Perez was an all-star back in 2022 with Texas. He was part of their World Series championship team with the Rangers in 2023. He's gone 91 and 93 in his career. Ground ball out to first. That was a worm burner to Tristan English, but down on a knee, he's got it, takes it to the bag, and 2 down. What did you think about Spencer Strider for his first spring training outing?
Well, he went 2 innings against the Orioles regulars. 2 hits, 1 run, that being an earned run, and a couple strikeouts. Both of his strikeouts were on breaking balls, which was kind of the pattern we saw last year. He just couldn't throw that fastball by guys, and I expect to see that fastball velocity creep up as he gets some more innings under his belt. But I was happy with the way he threw today.
2 down for Tyler O'Neill. He'll swat 1 foul, 0-1. So a good building block outing for Spencer.
Yes, absolutely. And when they had Martin Perez warming up there in the top of the second, I was a little worried that Spencer was hurt or didn't feel good. But he came back out and finished that second inning.
0-1 pitch, fouled off by O'Neill, 0-2.
And Spencer was also fighting the mound here at Ed Smith Stadium quite a bit. He kept, his first, 3 out of his first 7 warm-up pitches, he was digging on a spot. He tripped a couple times, so that might have been affecting him a little bit as well.
Way ahead 0-2, and the pitch to O'Neill. Low and inside with a curveball, 1-2. Right-hander Ryan Helsley up and tossing right now. 2-1 Braves, bottom of the third. Curveball just missed a little bit high. Now, that's a pitch you and I were talking about before we came on the air. And we might not have time this inning to get into it, but I want to pick your brain and get your thoughts on the high curveball in baseball for 2026. 2-2, popped up, foul territory, first base side, English to the railing, and out of room. Oh, we got the ABS system in baseball this year, and pitchers, batters, and catchers can challenge the outcome of ball strike pitches and the results of those pitches. And you and I were both talking about how the high curveball could be an in vogue pitch as a way to touch the top of the zone, challenge it, get a strike. 2-2 and a ground ball to third. Routine play for Kyle Farmer. Sets his feet, fires over. That's in time for the out, and it's a 1-2-3 bottom of the third. We'll pick up that conversation when we come back. We roll into the top of the fourth inning. 2-1 Braves.
It's rolling, rolling. That jackpot's rolling.
Yeah, got yourself a scratcher that didn't win? Well, my friend, it still could, because now all non-winning scratchers can be entered to win the Rollin' Jackpot, which grows and grows.
That jackpot's rolling, rolling.
The Rollin' Jackpot, another way to win from the Georgia Lottery. Learn more and enter at galottery.com. Play responsibly.
When the game is on the line, you need a team you can depend on. The same is true when shopping for a luxury vehicle. That's why I depend on the winning team at Jim Ellis Cadillac.
Enjoy a quick, easy, and convenient shopping experience with a team of experts you can trust.
Find your new Cadillac at JimEllisCadillac.com or stop by for a VIP shopping experience just inside I-285 on Peachtree Boulevard.
Jim Ellis Cadillac, where you can always expect the best.
Jim Ellis, expect the best.
My name is Patrick, and I'm the Military Outreach Manager at the Warrior Alliance. I served in the U.S. Army as an airborne ranger and deployed to several combat zones in support of the global war on terror. Veterans bring excellence through our work ethic, skills, and civic duty. However, transitioning to civilian life can be difficult, as we all share a loss of purpose when leaving the military. Returning veterans have earned and deserve our support so they can thrive on their journey home. The Warrior Alliance understands the challenge and is helping warriors navigate to success after service. Join us in changing thousands of lives for the better. Donate today at thewarrioralliance.org.
Top of the fourth here at Ed Smith Stadium. Braves leading the home Orioles 2-1. Orioles will dip into their bullpen for the first time today, summoning right-hander Ryan Helsley, making his second Grapefruit League appearance of the season. Signed a 2-year deal with these Orioles in the offseason to fortify the back end of what should be a pretty strong bullpen for the Birds.
Takes over for Kyle Bradish, who went 3 innings. First pitch to Kyle Farmer. Check swing, he went. 0-1. Bradish, 3 innings, 2 runs, 2 earned, 4 hits. No walks, 5 strikeouts for him. And the Braves sending up Farmer, Waddell, and Tromp here in the top of the fourth inning, leading 2-1 here in Sarasota. Farmer 0 for 1 with a strikeout. 0-1 in for a strike. All right, ABS system. Mm-hmm. How is that going to transform pitching, and how will pitchers change and maybe use certain aspects of that to their advantage?
You know, baseball is such a unique sport.
By the way, we've got a challenge on our hands right now. And it is a ball. So call is overturned. Kyle Farmer knew what he was looking at. And make it a 1-1 count.
Saying baseball is a unique sport because of how many games there are. You know, and tiny advantages can really pay off in big ways throughout that arduous schedule.
1-1 from Helsley. Fouled off the edge of the plate.
So, you know, in the last 20 years, you've seen teams really working hard to find any little edge they can find or any, you know, way they can take advantage of the rules. Well, I think this ABS rule is going to be a bigger shift than most anticipate. I think pitchers are going to change the way they pitch. I think you're going to see more high curveballs and high sliders that would never be called a strike. But if you feel comfortable to throw one up there, it's really going to fool the hitter.
1-2 to Farmer. He'll pull one out to third. Diving stop by Mayo. Pops up and bounces a 4-hopper to first base, which is too late. Nice diving play to his right, I should say, to knock it down. And that saved extra bases for Farmer, but it is an infield single, and Farmer is aboard. Well, and here's the thing. You're talking about that high curveball, and you have the confidence in I can throw it, and I might not get the call initially, but on the replay, if I can drop it in there, I'm going to get it.
Yeah, right. It just has to break, you know, some plane of the zone. And, you know, hitters just aren't going to be prepared to hit something that high.
Bat in the hands of Luke Waddell. Takes a ball low.
You know, we saw the four-seam fastball take over baseball a few years back, and everybody paired that with a big looping curveball because they look the same out of the hand. The high fastball and the curveball tunnel well off each other. Well, now that just takes this high curveball that's now going to be called for a strike, takes that tunnel even higher.
1-0 pitch, ground ball foul. So basically, it's an aerial attack of the strike zone.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're really recognizing that curveball and fastball out of the pitcher's hand, now you have to be prepared to hit an even higher fastball. You know, I think it's the first rule in a number of years that has favored the pitcher. And I don't see any way that the hitters are going to like this system.
Ball and a strike. Here it comes outside 2-1.
Actually, I take that back. They're going to like it when a guy like Angel Hernandez is behind the plate and there's a ball that's 6 inches outside. They're going to like it in that aspect. But I think it is going to make hitting harder for these hitters.
That makes sense. 2-1 Braves, top of the fourth. Runner at first, no one out.
There's a point where you've just got to make a change. The pitch. Slider downstairs. He's behind 3 balls and 1 strike on Waddell. And it's really easy to pick out the changes that he made. Certainly moving away from what his opponents were identifying as tipping pitches. So he's brought the glove just below the letters on the Orioles script. The 3-1. Ground ball kicks off the top of the mound. Should be 2. It's flagged it short by Henderson. Runs through the bag. Throws it on to first in time. A double play. That ball was ticketed to be 2. And it turned into an alley-oop for Gunnar Henderson as it bounced off the top of the mound. Went right over the bag at second, where on the receiving end, Henderson was waiting on it, and then just whipped the throw over to first to retire Waddell on the 6-6-3 double play. 2 down here in the top of the fourth. Atlanta by a run. Chadwick Trump, who gave this game a score with an RBI single, digs in. Elsley ready and deals. And a curveball falls in for a call.
Well, I think it's fascinating, and we'll watch truly an evolution of how this is used as teams get more and more accustomed to it, pitchers get more and more used to it, and umpires as well, and see what it looks like throughout the season. 0-1, swing and a miss by Trump, 0-2.
And it'll spread. You know, trends have been spreading like wildfire in baseball now. Everybody has their outside advisor. There's outside facilities that help them. Guys can throw a curveball at the top half of the zone. They can do it.
0-2 to Trump, inside 1-2.
And I think spring training is the perfect time to test it out. And I can't wait to get face-to-face with some Braves pitchers and talk to them and say, hey, anybody thinking about this? Anybody practicing this yet?
Ready with a 1-2, Helsley. He'll spin it up there. That'll bounce low. If this had come along when you were pitching, how active would you have been in challenging, or would you want that in the hands of your catcher?
Wants to call baseball. He's doing it at the high school level, covering all the sports. And he's taken in the big leagues today. The 2-2 pitch. Bounced in. 3 balls and 2 strikes. He's a 5th-generation fan of another team in the American League East. We'll leave it at that. Now, some members of the Orioles communication staff were in the broadcast booth with us. Thankfully for Jasper, they did not revoke his credential when they found out this information. It was touch and go there for a second. The pitch on the 3-2. Fastball's low for ball 4. And Chadwick Trump is aboard for the second time. 2-out traffic here in the 4th inning. Atlanta a 2-1 lead. Well, Jasper, we wish you all the best, man. Thanks for living in the big leagues with us here for a little bit this afternoon. This isn't your only day here in Sarasota, is it? Staying here for, oh, wow. Okay, quick trip in. The pitch. Fastball right across the knees on Tristan English. English connected with an RBI single back in the 2-run second. And that strike is being challenged now by English. So the second time Atlanta is using a challenge. ABS pops up on the video board. We see the track of the pitch. It was significantly low. Now, the first challenge missed only by 0.2. This was much more. This call is overturned for ball 1 in the at-bat. That was a good ball or 2 low. The 1-0. Swoops low. 2 balls and no strikes. Elsley fighting it a little bit here in the 4th inning. Struggle with his command a little bit. Helped by a double play ball. The 2-0. Fly ball out to left. Ward started back. Now he sprints forward. He makes the catch in front of his chest. Round number 3. No runs, a base hit with a double play ball and a walk. 1 man is left for Atlanta in the top of the 4th inning. Braves stay on top 2-1 after 3.5 over the Orioles Radio Network.
No matter how you slice it, High's handmade pizza is made to order, piled high with only the finest ingredients. High-quality pepperoni, Italian sausage, delicious mozzarella and provolone cheeses, and real 100% Italian fresh tomato sauce. We make pizza the right way, just the way you like it. So before or after the game, stop by your neighborhood High's and grab a delicious fresh pizza. Download the High's app and buy 5 personal pizzas and get
great in baseball games, and they're even better when you need a law firm. If you've been in an auto accident and need legal representation, do yourself a favor and get the best call there is. I'm attorney Ken Nugent. My team will fight for you and stick with you from start to finish, working hard to get your money quick. Give our team a call. 404-CALL-KEN. One call, that's all. Proud partner of the Atlanta Braves.
Kenneth S. Nugent, PC, attorneys at law. 1355 Peachtree Street Northeast, Suite 1000, Atlanta, Georgia, 30309.
Give me directions to Cool Today Park.
Getting directions. Would you like to add a racetrack freeze blast to your route?
Oh, yes, please.
Updating route. Now getting on fast track.
Amazing.
Don't let a pregame pit stop slow you down. Take the racetrack route and get on the fast track to game day with a cold, refreshing freeze blast. Racetrack, proud partner of the Atlanta Braves at spring training.
All value games at Truist Park get you $15 tickets, $10 parking, food and beverage offers, and more. Learn more at braves.com/value.
Alongside Darren O'Day and our producer-engineer Jonathan Chadwick, Ben Ingram here with you from Ed Smith Stadium here in Sarasota. Braves have a 2-1 lead on the Orioles. Here in the bottom of the 4th inning, Orioles will send up Alonso, Ward, and Rutschman. Still Martin Perez on the mound for the Braves. Spencer Strider got the start today. Spencer logged 2 innings, faced 8 batters, allowed 1 run on 2 hits, no walks, 2 strikeouts. And then Martin Perez took over last inning, had a 1-2-3 third. And facing the meat of the order, Alonso, Ward, and Rutschman here in the bottom of the 4th inning. First pitch to Pete Alonso. And a ball inside. I know you ran into Pete in the offseason. He was pretty excited to be an Oriole, huh?
Yes, he was.
1 ball and no strikes on Pete Alonso. And the pitch in for a called strike.
Yeah, Pete and I are both University of Florida Gators, so we've had a relationship going back years and years now, and played against him for many years when he was up in New York.
Here's the 1-1 inside 2-1,
and then got the chance to meet him this year at AJ Minter's wedding. AJ finally, I'm sorry ladies, he finally settled down. I know a lot of young ladies listening hoping to get AJ's phone number, but he's taken.
2-1, strike on the inside corner.
And Pete was teammates with AJ last year in New York, so there were quite a few Mets in attendance with the Braves, and everybody's wondering. There were no fights. We all got along for one night.
Okay. 2-2 low and in, 3-2.
It was a fun affair, though. It was a good time. Got myself a real nice cowboy hat out of it.
Yeah?
Yeah, AJ classily bought everybody a cowboy hat that attended the wedding.
I like that. Here's the 3-2 pitch, and Alonso pops one up towards foul territory down the right field line, and that's about 3 or 4 rows deep. 3-2 on the new Oriole Pete Alonso. What kind of hole do you think that leaves in New York?
I think they're going to miss him. I really do. These O's, we talked about a little bit earlier, really struggled to hit home runs last year.
3-2, hit hard but on the ground right to the shortstop Mauricio Dubon. Fields it cleanly, and an accurate throw across the diamond for the first out.
The Orioles didn't have a 20 home run hitter for the first time since 2001. And that's a hitter's ballpark.
Yeah, it's surprising for that yard.
So if you're Mike Elias and you want to go find power, you go out and you get the most consistent power hitter. He might be limited defensively, doesn't run well, but he's going to hit the ball over the fence.
Taylor Ward takes a called strike.
And if you can get your young, multifaceted 5-tool players on base in front of Pete, those home runs count for more.
1 pitch and a fly ball to center field. Eli White going to drift, squares up to it, makes the catch.
there's a lot of Braves fans that want to hate Pete. The least amount of home runs he's hit in any full season is 34. And that was 2 years ago. COVID year, he only hit 16 in a shortened season. But if you can count on 34 to 40 home runs out of your first baseman, you're doing pretty good.
That's a big number. He also hit 41 doubles last year and tied Matt Olson for the league lead in doubles. So he can be a source of extra base hits for an Oriole team that needed a jump in that department. There's a ball low and inside Adley Rutschman. Braves 2, Orioles 1, bottom of the fourth. Ben Darren and Jay Chad with you from Sarasota. 1-0 pitch misses high, 2 balls and no strikes. You will see these Orioles end of July. That'll be a series in Baltimore just after the All-Star break. Here's the 2-0 pitch from Martin Perez. And the 2-0 in for a called strike.
That's a series that you and I always look forward to because we get to ride those scooters to the ballpark.
Yeah, get to ride the scooters from the hotel to the yard. That's a lot of fun.
It's part of the things we enjoy about going to new cities.
2-1 pitch, big swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
There in Baltimore, if you jump on the bus, you got to fight the inner harbor traffic. It could take you 20 minutes. You hop on a scooter, cost you a couple bucks. Get a nice view, get to meet some locals.
Nothing beats the adventure of riding a scooter on a cobblestone street.
That's the truth.
What could possibly go wrong? Here's the 2-2 pitch. Rutschman sends one foul. Good news is we don't have to look good to be on the radio. You could have a spill and still be fine for a radio broadcast. That's a fun place to work. Good yard. Has been a good yard for a long time. And a good stop along the way in Major League Baseball. 2-2 pitch to Rutschman and a fly ball high in the air to deep left field. That's going to send a Zokar back to the wall. That's long gone. Forget about it. Adley Rutschman ties the game with a fly ball towards left field that got up into that breeze and just continued to push further and further out of the yard. He's now 2 for 2 in the game with a homer and a double.
Yeah, it looked like an off-speed pitch up in the zone, and warm day like today. We were talking about how warm and sunny it is here. That ball is not going to stay within the yard.
385 feet off the bat of Adley Rutschman. Game tied at 2 in the bottom of the 4th inning. Inning continues to Ryan Mountcastle. This is slapped to the left side. Farmer to his left, rolls over it, gloves it, spins, and fires over there for the out. Nice play by Farmer. He's been good going left and right. That ends the bottom of the 4th inning, but a homer by Adley Rutschman has tied the game. We go to the top of the 5th, tied at 4.
The Braves and Harris Cherokee Casinos want to give you the spring training trip of a lifetime. Enter now for a shot to win the spring training trip jackpot presented by Harris Cherokee Casinos. Just visit Braves.com/Harris before March 5th, and you'll be in the running for a trip for 2 to Northport, Florida. You and a guest will win round-trip airfare, ground transportation, hotel accommodations, and tickets to see the Braves on Saturday, March 14th. But you must be 21 or older to enter. Get registered right now at Braves.com/Harris.
Baseball fans know you win by having a strong lineup, and Jim Ellis Buick GMC has one of the strongest.
From powerful GMC trucks to refined Buick SUVs, you'll find a great selection, competitive pricing, and a buying experience that delivers every time.
Shop online at JimEllisBuickGMC.com or shop in person in Chamblee, just inside 285, or in Buford, near the Mall of Georgia. Jim Ellis Buick GMC, we are professional grade.
Jim Ellis, expect the best.
Hear that? That's the sound of a car rolling into Valvoline Instant Oil Change. The sound of another savvy driver getting an oil change from trained pros. The sound of not having to leave your car while we quickly change your oil. At Valvoline Instant Oil Change, there's no hassle with appointments or dealer wait times. That's one smart bell.
Top of the 5th here in Sarasota. The game's all tied up at 2. Orioles will summon their third pitcher of the day, big righty, Tyler Wells, 6'8", 260. He'll relieve Ryan Helsley, who worked 1 inning.
Game tied at 2 into the top of the 5th inning. Couple other changes for the Orioles. Reach and a miss on the first pitch swing by Jose Azocar. No balls and a strike. New catcher is Sam Huff. Huff takes over for Rutschman. There's the 0-1 pitch on the way to Jose Azocar. Bats 9th in the order. And he'll swing and send one foul into the seats along the first baseline. Kobe Mayo has moved from third base to shortstop. And Gunnar Henderson has moved from shortstop to third base. So those two just flip-flop over there. Henderson at third, Mayo at short. And again, Sam Huff, the catcher, with Wells on the mound. 0-2 on Azocar. He'll swing and miss at a high fastball. He's had a hard time laying off that pitch. One out here in the 5th inning. Orioles have used Bradish, Helsley, and Wells on the mound. Braves have used Strider and Perez. And we are tied at 2 in the top of the 5th. Opening day, 27 days from today. Here's Brett Wisely. Brett's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a fly out to center field. And Wisely swings and sends one foul into the seats along the third baseline. Wisely, 26 years old. From Jacksonville, Florida, played his college ball at Gulf Coast State College in Panama City. 0-1 to Wisely. And a loop one down the right field line. That'll roll all the way down the line to the edge of the warning track and out to the base of the fence. Just now arriving at it, O'Neill. By the time he sends it in, Wisely standing at second base. That rolled and rolled and rolled. And all the way to the base of the wall down the right field line. So it's a one-out double for Brett Wisely, and the Braves can retake the lead with a base hit here from Dubon.
Yeah, Dubon had 2 at-bats today, hit the ball hard twice. You know, line out to right, line out to short. But he's also been swinging early in the count. Let's see if he tries to ambush Wells here after he just had to go back up third base and he's tired.
Wisely a lead at second. Pick off to second base and back into the dive Wisely. Yeah, I know we're only now 8 games into camp, but just watching Dubon at the plate, in the field, knowing all the things he can do, very impressed with this young man and excited to have him on the team and a guy that could be very important for the Braves roster this season. Here's the pitch to Dubon. A little bit low of the breaking ball, 1-0.
Yeah, I know some fans wanted, you know, a big old bat to be signed by the Braves, but I think what the Braves focused on this year was getting more versatile. You know, with the departure of Marcell Ozuna and the addition of Dubon and Yastrzemski, you can really do a lot of things with that lineup now.
1-0 pitch. Ground ball to the left side. That'll be taken by Henderson, looking back wisely to second, and then throws over to first base for the out. I'll tell you another part of that, too. I mean, you think about a place where the Braves really struggled last year, leaving men on base. Mm-hmm. Strikeouts with men in scoring position. There are times you'd see men in scoring position, nobody out, and they had a difficult time scoring. And Dubon, a guy who could be a good contact hitter. Same with Mike Yastrzemski. Yeah. And it can't be just about your big names in Acuna and Olsen and Riley. You've got to have some good contact hitters and guys that can come to the plate, get a runner over, get a sac fly, get a guy in. Eli White takes one off the left hand. That fastball up and in looked like it clipped the left arm or hand. And he seems to be okay. He's taken off the batting gloves and looking at the fingers. And he's going to trot on down to first base. So he's aboard with 2 down, runners at first and second. But it's situational hitting, and you just need a little bit more contact than you had last year.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And I'm excited to see that play out a little bit this season. You know, Yastrzemski looks like he's ready for opening day here early in spring, and I'm sure Dubon will get it going here a little bit too.
Bat in the hands of Deshaun Kiersey Jr. 2 down, runners at first and second. Kiersey check swing, ground ball out to third, taken by Henderson. He applies the tag to the incoming Brett Wisely, who left the baseline, and that ends the top of the 5th inning. Braves had something going but can't cash in. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left. Halfway home, we go to the bottom of the 5th inning, tied at 2.
Everyone has a horizon, the line you can't see past. Before it, the familiar. Beyond it, the unknown. Enter the Lexus GX. It's designed to be capable. It's designed to be luxurious. But most of all, it's designed to get you past your horizon. And the nice thing about horizons is that once they're crossed, there's always another, patiently waiting its turn. Live up to it. The Lexus GX. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Jeff Francoeur here to talk with you about your car insurance. You gotta have it, so you might as well work with a company that invests your dollars right back into your community. Georgia Farm Bureau Insurance supports grassroots efforts that strengthen rural communities and protect farms and products growing here in Georgia. You can rely on them for quality insurance coverage and to help protect our access to local food. Get a quote at gfbinsurance.com, Georgia Farm Bureau Insurance.
Countdown to lawn care season has begun, and you don't want to be unprepared when it gets here. You need to get geared up for spring during Howard Brothers' annual Gear Up Day happening on Wednesday, March 4th. It's their biggest sale of the year and the perfect time to get everything you need to get those lawn projects started. Parts, blades, steel, Echo, Exmark, all the equipment and all the tools found at your one-stop shop. Visit any Howard Brothers on March 4th and gear up.
The Braves Country Music Fest at Truist Park is June 13th, featuring Cody Johnson, Ella Langley, and more. Get tickets at braves.com/BravesCountryFest.
Bottom five here in Sarasota. Score still knotted up at 2. New Braves pitcher Jose Suarez will be squaring up with Kobe Mayo from the right side of the box.
First pitch to Mayo. A little bit low and inside. How would you rank Mayo as a condiment?
Useful.
You like it?
You know, I'd put it maybe 4 or 5.
Here's a 1-0 pitch. That'll be pulled down the left field line, foul. I got it higher than that. I think Mayo on the right foods is what brings it all together.
That's because did you have a BLT for lunch?
I had a club for lunch.
Well, club, perfect example. Got to have mayo, right?
Right.
You can do without the mustard on a club, but you can't go without the mayo.
It's the MVP of the club.
I agree.
Here's the 1-1. Little pop up to right field. Drift again. Kiersey is there for it. Makes the catch. I'd say anything with turkey and cheese, you need mayonnaise. Now, I think the mayonnaise and the mustard really come together perfectly to make the MVP of anything turkey and cheese related.
Yeah, if you asked me to choose mayonnaise or mustard for the rest of my life, I would go mustard.
I would go mustard as well. I agree with that. 1 out for Leody Tavares. 2-2 game. Called strike on Tavares.
Actually, I'd like to reevaluate. I think I have strong disdain for ketchup. So I'm going to move Mayo up in my rankings to probably 3.
There's a 1-1 pitch. In for a strike. Even with French fries?
Yeah,
No ketchup with fries?
Nope.
Do you use ketchup for anything? Because if you don't use ketchup with fries, what would you use it for?
Maybe an occasional ballpark dog.
0-2 pitch. That'll miss low. See, if I'm going dog, it's just strictly mustard. Just either a bear dog or dog and mustard.
Just a raw dog?
Just a raw dog, or maybe a little bit of mustard. 1-2 pitch. In the air down the right field line, slicing foul. JC, are you mustard, ketchup? What do you have on the hot dog? Both. He's got mustard and ketchup. Ketchup with chicken tenders, he says. And you being the chicken tender connoisseur.
Yeah. That's a cardinal sin, buddy.
You're honey mustard all the way on the tendies, right?
Yeah, see, that's my number one in the pantheon
number one
of condiments.
condiment.
Yes.
Honey mustard. 1-2 to Tavares. Comebacker off the leg of the pitcher, out to second. That'll be gloved over there by Wisely, who throws over for the out. That's a 1-4-3 putout. Off the leg of Suarez, directly to Wisely, who made a nice play.
Man. That's a great play, but I've been watching a lot of Little League Baseball here recently, Ben, coaching my boys' teams. And it's just the quality of Major League infielders. Wisely had to adjust. He was going up the middle to field that and had to adjust 20 feet to his left. Didn't panic, made the play.
Yeah, slammed on the brakes. Adjusted well. Here's Jeremiah Jackson. Chopper down the third baseline, foul.
And just the internal clock of a major league infielder. It's I've missed it over the last few months. I really enjoy watching people who are good at their job.
Stands out when you watch at this level, doesn't
Yes,
it?
absolutely.
I mean, these guys are unbelievable. Braves 2, Orioles 2, as we're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Lefty Suarez on the mound on the 0-1 pitch. Ground ball out to second. Routine play for Brett Wisely. He's got it. Wings it over to first base. Down go the Orioles 1-2-3 in the 5th. Looking ahead to the 6th inning, going to be Farmer, Waddell, and Trump coming up for the Braves. We head that way in a 2-2 game.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi at the same price for 5 years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included.
Plus, get online in no time with same-day Wi-Fi.
Just 5 years of Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to the devices that need them most and keeps you gaming in the fast lane. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity. Imagine that.
Select plans only. Restrictions apply. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025. Actual speeds vary.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Jeff's day is off to a slow start. So he heads to AutoZone, America's #1 battery destination, where Sammy, a local AutoZoner, tests his battery for free. Looks like he just needs a charge. And Sammy does that for free too. In no time at all, Jeff is back on the road, ready to finish the day strong. Free battery testing and charging at every store. No hassles, just help. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Restrictions apply.
My name is Patrick, and I'm the Military Outreach Manager at the Warrior Alliance. I served in the U.S. Army as an airborne ranger and deployed to several combat zones in support of the global war on terror. Veterans bring excellence through our work ethic, skills, and civic duty. However, transitioning to civilian life can be difficult, as we all share a loss of purpose when leaving the military. Returning veterans have earned and deserve our support so they can thrive on their journey home. The Warrior Alliance understands the challenge and is helping warriors navigate to success after service. Join us in changing thousands of lives for the better. Donate today at thewarrioralliance.org.
Top of the 6th, score still knotted up at 2 here in Sarasota. Orioles will go to the bullpen once again, summoning right-hander Yennier Cano. He's making his 3rd Grapefruit League appearance this spring. Last season went 3-7 with 2 saves and 17 holds.
A few other changes for the Orioles we'll get to. Kyle Farmer takes a called strike. New second baseman is Aaron Estrada. The new shortstop is Jose Barrero. And the new right fielder is Reed Trimble. That's what we have for now. Ground ball weakly to the right side. Might find a hole, and that squeaks on through. Estrada was shaded towards the bag at second. That slow roller found its way into right field. Leadoff single for Kyle Farmer, and John Hill will come on to pinch run for Farmer. So Kyle finishes his day going 2 for 3. Pretty good day for Kyle.
Yeah, made some really nice plays in the field over at third base as well. You know, we talked about him all day. He's just a solid player wherever you put him. Good day for Kyle.
Game tied at 2 in the top of the 6th inning. Luke Waddell, the batter. And Luke takes a first pitch fastball for a strike. Been very impressed with John Hill, and we love the reports on him as well. Braves love him as he's been very impressive, not just as a ball player, but as a young man, just 19 years old. Here's the 0-1 pitch on the way to Luke Waddell. There goes Hill. Pitch swung on and bounced up the first base line. A fair ball. Gloved by Alonso. Steps on the bag for the out. And down to second base for Hill. That was right on the chalk as Alonso charged and gloved about 9 feet in front of the bag. So an unassisted out. And down to second for Hill. So now Chadwick Tromp to the plate. Chadwick's been on twice. He walked in the 4th inning. He had an RBI single in the 2nd. And like we mentioned earlier, these RBI situations for Tromp, a lot of times he likes that first pitch. Had a first pitch single back in the 2nd inning, driving a run. Let's see if he's active here. First pitch to Tromp. Inside, jackknifed his hips out of the way of that inside breaking ball. Right-hander Yennier Cano on All-Star in 2023 with the Orioles. Pumps in a called strike, 1-1. Cano's been a Twin and an Oriole in his career. 31 years old, out of Cuba. Big 6'4" righty set right at the letters. Now time called by the catcher, Sam Huff.
Yeah, Cano mentioned he's a big righty. He has really low arm slot. And just a few years back, his game took it to a whole new level when he dropped that arm slot. He's been really good since then.
Time called again by Jeremy Riak, the home plate umpire, as he's now chatting with Tromp. Those two continue to chat. That was interesting. Riak was standing in the left-hand batter's box, Tromp in the right, and discussing over home plate. Almost like they're discussing where they're going to be eating dinner tonight. Here's the 1-1 pitch on the way to Chadwick. Now a spin and throw to second base. Back in with a dive is John Hill.
Yeah, that's our second pickoff at second base attempted by the Orioles. Actually saw them practicing that today before batting practice. Had the entire Major League camp out there practicing pickoffs at second. So maybe that was a point of emphasis today.
Ball and a strike. Here it is. Tromp fouls it off. Chadwick Tromp would love one more base hit if this is his last trip to the plate today. Been a very impressive game for Tromp. 1-2. He'll reach back and foul one off. We'll see these Orioles again on March 7th. This is the second of 3 meetings between the Braves and the Orioles this spring. Tromp in search of his second RBI of the game. 1-2. He'll swing and send one foul. That'll land in the parking lot down the first baseline. We don't have to worry about any foul balls hitting our car. That media lot's a long way from Ed Smith Stadium. I feel like we walked 3 blocks to get here. Here's a 1-2 pitch. Tromp fouls one off. And they had us parked in a field way on down the street and down and on the left. Knowing some of the media members, I don't think they'd make that walk. 1-2 on Chadwick Tromp. Here it comes, and a bouncer weakly up the third base line and foul.
You know, in marathons, they have those aid stations where you stop for water.
Right.
And a stretch. They might need one of those on the way to the media lot.
Yeah, halfway between the stadium and the media lot. Bananas and Gatorade and such.
I wouldn't know. I beat you guys at the park today for the first time, I think, ever.
Ever. That's your first game. You're excited.
Yeah, I certainly am.
2-2 game here in the 6th. Hill dancing off of second, and time call. They're gonna call a balk. This will be a balk on Cano, and Hill will take third base.
Yeah, Cano's left shoulder, his front shoulder moved before he stepped off. So, any type of flinch. And it's funny, when I saw him practicing pickoffs today, as I mentioned before batting practice, I'd say half the guys were balking before they were picking off. It's like, come on, guys, clean that up.
So now the infield comes in, runner at third, 1 out, 2-2 game in the top of the 6th inning. Chadwick Tromp looking to make contact, find a hole, give the Braves the lead. 1-2 pitch. He'll swing and send one on the ground to first base. Funny hop, it bounces away from Alonso, tossed to the bag, and Cano's there for the out, but the run scores. Boy, English all over that one as he just flicked it out there to Pete Alonso. And you're just looking for some contact to get the run in. That's exactly what Tromp delivered. And the Braves have a 3-2 lead here in the 6th inning after that ground out by Tromp. That'll go 3-4-1 on the put out at first base.
And that's exactly what we've been talking about, putting the ball in play. Tromp had to foul off 4 or 5 tough pitches from Cano just to be able to hit that squibber and get that RBI. So that's certainly a win for Chadwick Tromp.
2 down, bases empty. Tristan English comes unglued, swings and misses at a first pitch fastball. Three runs on 7 hits for the Braves, 2 runs on 3 hits for the Orioles. 0-1 to English. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. If English can reach, a Zokar would come to the plate. Very welcoming wind for the hitters out to left field. Seen 1 home run today by Adley Rutschman. 1-1 deep but foul down the right field line, slicing out of play. Orioles in the bottom of the 6th inning will have the top of their order coming up. Braves have used Strider, Perez, and Suarez on the mound today. One-two to English. And he will swing and miss over the top of a sinker for strike 3. But the Braves get a run. A single, a balk, and a ground out produce the run. We go to the bottom of the 6th. 3-2 Braves.
When it comes to shipping, Saia Freight and Logistics delivers a grand slam. As the exclusive freight and logistics partner of the Atlanta Braves, Saia provides comprehensive nationwide service focused on customer satisfaction. For over a century, Saia has delivered the smart solutions and reliable shipping businesses both big and small depend on. When service is everything, it's a yes. Step up to the plate with Saia. Visit Saia.com. That's SAIA.com.
A golf instructor who knows technique can improve an aspiring pro's swing. But one who really cares can help transform a career.
There he is, your new champion.
When you team up with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. At Truist, we believe the same is true for banking. Truist, leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Truist Bank, member FDIC, leading based on top 10 U.S. commercial bank.
When life throws you a curveball, whether it's water, fire, or mold damage to your home or business, you need a winning team. You need ServPro. ServPro's licensed, certified, and highly trained team of experts are here to help, offering fast, reliable, professional restoration services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. As a proud partner of the Atlanta Braves and Braves Country, our teams are committed to performing at a championship level. When disaster strikes, call ServPro and make it like it never even happened.
The original Louisiana brand hot sauce. It's the perfect balance of peppers, vinegar, and the salty tears of Mets fans. That's Louisiana Hot. Buy you some.
Braves 3, Orioles 2 as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning alongside Darren O'Day and our producer-engineer Jonathan Chadwick. Ben Ingram here with you. Still Suarez on the mound for the Braves. First pitch swinging on a bottom center field off the bat of Gunnar Henderson. Trotting in the new center fielder, Lisandro Espinoza. He's got it for the out. 1 pitch and 1 down for Suarez here in the 6th. Here are the changes for the Braves. It's still Tromp behind the plate, but the new first baseman is Drew Compton. Jim Jarvis is the new second baseman. Alex Lodis takes over at shortstop, and John Hill is at third base. Lisandro Espinoza in center field. Patrick Cloesy is in right field. Here comes Reed Trimble. And a first pitch strike on him. Trimble took over for Tyler O'Neill in right field an inning ago. And this is his first trip to the plate. Pitch on the way to Trimble. He swings and misses. Reed Trimble, born in Tupelo, Mississippi, went to the University of Southern Mississippi. Second round choice of the Orioles 5 years ago. I was in the 2021 draft. Here's the 0-2. Just missed outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Lefty Suarez facing the switch hitter Trimble, who bats on the right side, takes the ball low and inside. 1 out, bases empty. 3-2 Braves, bottom of the 6th inning.
You know, Ben, when I look at Jose Suarez, I can't help but think of that game he had in Washington last year. Game 1 of the longest broadcasting day of my career. The doubleheader against the Nationals last year. And he had a great game that day.
2-2 pitch and a fly ball to left field. Jose Azocar over to his left, Espinoza to his right. That's Azocar's ball, makes the catch out in deep left center field. It feels like that doubleheader ended about 15 minutes ago. That was a long day.
It was just constant rain, and we spent the greater part of one day of our life in the Nats press box up there getting nosebleeds. And he came out he got recalled from the minor leagues and went 7 innings, 9 punch outs. I just remember Thank you, sweet baby Jesus,
Yes.
for Jose Suarez.
He had a great day that day. Pete Alonso takes the ball outside. Some of that day, those clouds were so low that they were below where we sit in the press box.
Yeah. That was a long, rainy one.
There's a 1-0 pitch on the way to Pete Alonso. Bouncer over the mound, back of second. That'll be gloved by Jim Jarvis. No problem there. Sends it over to first base, and there's a 1-2-3 6th inning for Suarez. He's had back-to-back 1-2-3 innings. We go to the top of the 7th. Braves 3, Orioles 2.
If you like to do this, or that, or even that, and you want to stay with it, Emery's got your back, or your shoulder, or your hip, or your knee. Our sports medicine specialists treat more world-class, professional, and college-level athletes than anyone else in the state. We'll treat you like a pro and get you back in play. That's the Emory difference. Make an appointment at emoryhealthcare.org/sports.
Hey, this is Jaron Solomon from Solomon Brothers Jewelers. People ask me all the time, what does it mean to be the preferred jeweler of the Atlanta Braves? And it means a lot to the Solomon family. I'm born and raised here in Atlanta, Georgia, and more importantly, I'm a Southeast kid. And the Atlanta Braves have meant everything to me growing up. They're a fabric of their community. We believe we're a fabric of this community. And being associated with the Atlanta Braves has truly been an honor, and we really appreciate it. Go Braves.
My name is Patrick, and I'm the Military Outreach Manager at the Warrior Alliance. I served in the U.S. Army as an airborne ranger and deployed to several combat zones in support of the global war on terror. Veterans bring excellence through our work ethic, skills, and civic duty. However, transitioning to civilian life can be difficult, as we all share a loss of purpose when leaving the military. Returning veterans have earned and deserve our support so they can thrive on their journey home. The Warrior Alliance understands the challenge and is helping warriors navigate to success after service. Join us in changing thousands of lives for the better. Donate today at thewarrioralliance.org.
Braves 3, Orioles 2 as we head into the top of the 7th here at Grapefruit League action. Orioles going to the bullpen once again, summoning right-handed Rico Garcia, 32-year out of Honolulu, Hawaii, has pitched in the major leagues for 5 seasons and 7 different teams.
Wow. Facing Jose Azocar now, and a called strike. Few other changes for the Orioles. Ryan Noda has taken over at first base. Everything else on the infield still the same. Still Gunnar Henderson at third, Jose Barrero at short, Aaron Estrada at second, Ryan Noda at first. Still Huff behind the plate. Little floater down the right field line, slicing foul. And an 0-2 count on Azocar. Will Robertson enters the game in right field. That moves Reed Trimble from right field to center field. And it's still Taylor Ward in left field for the Orioles. So the only starter still out there is their left fielder. Everything else has changed. Well, take that back. Gunnar Henderson's still in there, but he started the game at short and has moved to third. All right, so an 0-2 count on Jose Azocar. 3-2 Braves in the 7th. 0-2 from Garcia. Low and outside, 1-2. When we woke up this morning, overcast skies, rainy. It rained overnight here in southwest Florida. That's all pushed out of here. We've hardly had any cloud cover today at all. Lots of bright sunshine. And for the most part, clear skies. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way to Azocar. And he'll swing and miss at a ball in the dirt. That bounces away from Huff. He picks it up outside the batter's circle up the first base line and secures the strikeout with his throw down to first base. So hopefully it remains clear the rest of the evening. You've got a very rare celestial event tonight that I'm sure you're up to date on. If there's anybody who knows about things like this, it's you. We got a rare planetary alignment coming tonight where 6 planets will line up in formation, almost like a parade of planets right after sunset in the western skies. There's a ball low. They tell us that Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune will all align in a single arc across the evening sky. That'll be pretty cool.
Certainly will.
1-0 to Jim Jarvis, in for a strike.
And I believe you can see 4 of those with your naked eye. You might need a telescope to see the last 2.
Well, we've got binoculars. I wonder if we can see them with binoculars.
Maybe.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Hackett a miss by Jarvis. Well, if there's a great place to watch him, it's down on the southwest coast of Florida. Go down to the beach and probably see them all lined up right there in front of you just after sunset. 1-2 pitch. Another swing and a miss by Jarvis. Got him on a breaking ball. Yeah, Venus, Jupiter, Saturn, and Mercury should be the most visible tonight. And then you'd need a telescope to see Uranus and Neptune. And they're saying shortly after sunset is when they'll be most visible. And the event is global. Two down here in the 7th for Alex Lodice. Braves leading 3-2. Lodice takes the ball low and outside.
You ever favorite planet, Ben, besides Earth?
Probably
obviously?
this one.
Besides Earth, come on. Ever one you imagine visiting when you were a kid?
I think I was most fascinated with Jupiter.
Same.
I mean, the big storm that never stops there, I think that was always fascinating. And all the moons. Look out. Swung on and missed, and the bat flies out of the hands of Lodice and goes into the Braves dugout. I believe everybody is all right down there.
Yeah, I think that's the one planet when I was a kid. I wondered, what it would look like to be on and what it would be like to experience a day there.
We had a game in Jupiter, Florida 3 or 4 years ago against the Cardinals. I think I was doing the game with Kevin McAlpin. And we spent a half inning talking about the facts about Jupiter.
Huh.
A list of interesting tidbits about Jupiter, the planet. That'll be fouled off. And it was fascinating. So fascinating, I don't really remember any of them, but it was really interesting reading down the list. One ball and 2 strikes on Alex Lodice. And a called third strike wraps up the top of the 7th inning. So a 1-2-3 inning. Nothing doing for the Braves. Time to stretch them out here in Sarasota. Braves 3, Orioles 2.
Napa has the parts and the expertise to help your business stay ahead of the game. That's why Napa is a proud partner of the 2025 Atlanta Braves. 2 legends driven to win from the field to the open road. While Napa is powering fleets and garages across the country, the Braves are delivering pennants, MVPs, and championships. So no matter the size of your business, Napa are the pros that know how to keep you moving at full speed.
When it's your money, your business, or your home, you deserve a partner who sees and hears you. A partner who is by your side every step of the way. That's Ameris Bank. It's a commitment we're proud to make, and one we back up by providing financial solutions to empower you. Because at the end of the day, we are dedicated advocates for you. Visit your local branch or learn more at amerisbank.com. Ameris Bank, fiercely yours. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, all loans subject to credit approval.
This spring and summer, the world's biggest names in soccer are coming to downtown Atlanta. Stay where the city gathers at Omni Atlanta Hotel at Centennial Park, just steps away from Mercedes-Benz Stadium and State Farm Arena. Skip the traffic when you stay with easy access to dining, entertainment, and the energy of Centennial Yards District. Book now and take advantage of special seasonal offers now before it's too late. Plan your spring and summer staycation at omnihotels.com/Atlanta.
The Braves have over 20 gate giveaways this season, from bobbleheads to wearables. See them all at braves.com/promos.
Heading into the bottom of the 7th here in Sarasota. Braves holding a skinny 1-run lead. We have a new pitcher on for the Braves after Jose Suarez. Very impressive 2 innings of work. Right-hander Javi Guerra on in relief.
Facing Taylor Ward. Ward swings at a fly ball to left field. Owen Carey, the new left fielder, backpedaling. Throws up the glove, makes the catch on the warning track, and then bumps into the wall. Good introduction to the brand new left fielder, Owen Carey. 1 down for Sam Huff. Huff takes over for Adley Rutschman. Rutschman had a great day at the plate. 2 for 2 with a double, a homer, 2 runs scored, and an RBI. Braves leading 3-2. There's a ball in the inside corner, but called a ball versus Huff. 1 ball and no strikes. Braves scored twice in the second, once more in the 6th. Orioles with their 2 runs, 1 in the second, 1 in the 4th. And the 1-0 pitch. In for a called strike. You know, we're talking about the planets lining up. And we're talking about the planet that interests us most growing up, and we both said Jupiter. Ball and a strike on Sam Huff. That's popped up. I mean, right up the chimney. First baseman Drew Compton will be called off by the second baseman Jim Jarvis right on the edge of the mound. Second baseman's got it for the out, 2 down. Here's what's fascinating to me. We were talking about the planets that you'd need a telescope to see tonight. Uranus is an ice giant, they say. And then Neptune doesn't have a well-defined solid surface. It's gases and liquids. And those 2 planets are consecutive in the alignment, yet they're just completely different.
Wow.
Here's Ryan Mountcastle. And a ball outside, 1-0.
Yeah, those last few planets, they get a little wonky. I mean, you talk about Pluto. Is it a planet? Is it a star? Or not a star? A moon? What is it?
There's a 1-0 pitch. That'll be swung on and fouled off into the gear of Trump. You know who discovered Pluto, right?
I don't.
Really? You don't know this story?
I don't. Please educate me.
Clayton Kershaw's great-great-grandfather.
No way.
Is the astronomer who discovered Pluto. Look it up.
Probably had a pretty good curveball himself.
I'm pretty sure it was either his great-great-grandfather or great-grandfather, one of the 2.
Was he still alive when it was declassified?
I don't think so. 1-2 pitch. Mountcastle sends 1 foul.
Your life's work just crushed in one fell swoop.
Yeah.
It wasn't discovered by by math, by gravitational pull. It's like you couldn't see it, but they knew there was some sort of anomaly there.
They're saying dwarf planet is the official title.
Oh, okay.
Dwarf planet. Check swing. They appeal. He did go for strike 3. Nice inning out of Javi Guerra. Yeah, Clyde Tombaugh was the discoverer of Pluto, and he's down the line related to Clayton Kershaw, believe it or not. That's a 1-2-3 7th. We go to the 8th, 3-2 Braves.
Enjoy more ways to save at Kroger, like low prices in every aisle. And when you download the Kroger app, you can clip and save more with digital coupons every week. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you can enjoy more ways to save and more rewards every time you shop. So it's always easy to save big every day with savings and rewards. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply. See site for details.
The Braves and Harris Cherokee Casinos want to give you the spring training trip of a lifetime. Enter now for a shot to win the spring training trip jackpot presented by Harris Cherokee Casinos. Just visit Braves.com/Harris before March 5th, and you'll be in the running for a trip for 2 to Northport, Florida. You and a guest will win round-trip airfare, ground transportation, hotel accommodations, and tickets to see the Braves on Saturday, March 14th. But you must be 21 or older to enter. Get registered right now at Braves.com/Harris.
The time to pursue your dreams is now, and the place is South College. With South College's Associate of Science in Health Science, you can focus on pre-nursing or pre-pharmacy. Each curriculum is designed to promote development of knowledge and skills. South College participates in a variety of financial aid programs for those who qualify, and academic guidance resources are readily available on campus. To find out more about South College's Atlanta or Marietta campus, visit south.edu. That's south.edu. South College, where dreams find direction.
Top of the 8th here in Sarasota. Braves still leading it 3-2. Braves doing work against a new Orioles pitcher, right-hander Chase McDermott. 27 years old. He's made 5 appearances over the past 2 seasons for the Orioles in the major leagues.
Lisandro Espinosa takes the ball outside. All right, I'm guessing that Craig Albertaz is just drawing names out of a hat for his outfielders every single inning. Vance Honeycutt comes into the game to center field. That sends Reed Trimble from center field back to right field, where he was a few innings ago, which sends Will Robertson from right field to left field. So left to right in the outfield, Robertson, Honeycutt, and Trimble. New third baseman Willie Vasquez. 2 balls and no strikes on Lisandro Espinosa. Hitters count for him. Righty deals. Espinosa sends one foul. All right, we got to the bottom of it. The gentleman who discovered Pluto, Clyde Tomball. He was the great uncle of Clayton Kershaw. Great uncle, not great grandfather. There's a 2-1 pitch on the way to Espinosa. Missed the inside corner. 3 balls and a strike.
I mean, you got to spend a lot of time behind a telescope to discover something new in space.
Yeah, to study it, see what its orbit looks like, all that stuff. 3-1 pitch. Popped up, shallow center. Vance Honeycutt will drift in. Under it in medium depth center field. He's got it for the out. I mean, this guy lived from 1906 to 1997.
Okay, I think Pluto was still a air quote planet then.
Right. So he discovered Pluto in 1930. So he was 24 years old when he discovered it. There's a ball low, 1-0. Three-2 Braves, top of the 8th. Patrick Closey, the batter. And Closey fouls one off. 3 runs, 7 hits for the Braves, 2 runs, 3 hits for the Orioles. McDermott is the 6th Oriole pitcher today. Braves have used 4 pitchers, starting with Spencer Strider, who faced 8 batters. Went 2 innings, gave up 1 run on 2 hits, no walks, 2 strikeouts. Not the best swing by Closey. Fooled there, went 3/4 of the way and misses. Strider had 2 strikeouts, 1 looking, 1 swinging. Striking out Taylor Ward and Leody Taveras. 1-2 on Closey. Righty fires. There's a ball inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I think the most impressive pitching performance of the day, top of the 7th by Rico Garcia. Struck out the side. He had some sort of off-speed pitch. We don't have a monitor here to tell what it was, but the Braves hitters just couldn't figure it out.
2-2. Bouncer up the middle, base hit into center field. Turned around a fastball, and Closey's aboard. Helsley pitched for the Orioles, and he has the only walk of the day for either staff. So we've seen a lot of strikes thrown. We've seen Braves pitchers with 3 strikeouts, no walks. Oriole pitchers with 10 strikeouts, 1 walk. John Hill, the batter. John Hill took over as a pinch runner in the 6th inning and scored a run. Pitch misses. Snap throw down to first. And back in with a dive is Patrick Closey. Game was tied at 2 going into the 6th inning. Kyle Farmer singled to lead off the inning. And then John Hill came on as a pinch runner. He took second base on a ground out to first. A balk got him to third base. And then a ground out by Trop scored him. That's how the Braves took the lead. 1-0 to Hill. Tapped foul. Rolls to the backstop. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, this is my first time seeing Hill in person, and he's a little bigger than I thought, especially for being a 19-year-old. Got a bright future ahead of him.
He's put together for a 19-year-old, isn't he?
Sure is.
Pick off to first base, back in with a dive, Closey. Yeah, they list Hill at 6'1". Correction, 6 feet tall, 175 is what they have him listed as. Runner goes, pitch to Hill. There's a called strike, throw down to second base, head first slide, they got him. Swipe tag by Aaron Estrada. Apparently got the backside of Closey before he reached the bag. Maybe got him between the shoulder blades or small of the back, but that swipe tag came down on him before he reached second base. And 2 down to the inning. Now suddenly the Braves down to their final strike here in the 8th. And went 2-4 on the putout. 1-2 to Hill. Spoiled foul into the Braves dugout. Orioles in the 8th will have 7, 8, 9 coming up. Braves pitchers have retired 10 in a row, going back to the home run by Adley Rutschman in the 4th inning. James Karinchak has been tossing in the Braves bullpen. Could see him for the bottom of the 8th. 1-2 to Hill. Fouled back our way, just to our right.
Yeah, I noticed when I walked in here today, Ben, there's a ball imprint on the back wall of the radio booth right next to the switch, the light switch. So that reminded me that I was in the firing line again.
Yeah, you
back
are.
in the booth.
Well, at least we'd be able to see it coming. There's no pedestal for J. Chad to set up on where he can see the action on the field. So I don't even know that he'd see it coming in. 1-2 to John Hill. How do we foul off?
Yeah.
Speaking of you getting in here, we had your credential.
You did.
Because it was all shipped to the Northport facility.
Uh-huh.
And you didn't even need your credential to get in here today. They knew exactly who you were.
Yeah, I might have pulled some strings. I'm known around here. We'll say that.
They just ushered you directly to the visiting radio booth. 1-2 to John Hill, and he clubs one to deep left field. That's got some carry to it, way on back and gone. John Hill just barreled one out of here to add on to the lead. And it's 4-2 Braves here in the 8th inning. Good at bat. Fouled off some tough pitches and then shocked one over the left field wall. And that is his first home run of the spring, and it makes it 4-2 Braves in the 8th.
Well, I hope I get to hear you call a John Hill home run many times in the years to come, Ben. As you mentioned, that was a great at-bat, a really mature at-bat, fighting off some really tough pitches from McDermott, and then getting himself a cookie.
Inning continues now for Cal Conley. Yeah, that's fun to see. There's a fly ball high in the air to deep center. Vance Honeycutt back. They might have gone back-to-back. That's out of here. Just to the left of the batter's eye, Cal Conley's able to send one out and add on to the lead again. Back-to-back home runs for the Braves here in the 8th. And it's Cal Conley's first home run of the spring. Make it 5-2 Braves in the 8th.
Well, let's see if young Orioles pitcher Chase McDermott can match this guy and give up back-to-back spring training homers. It's a lonely feeling when you see 3 in a row leave the yard.
That was on consecutive pitches. Here's his first pitch to Chadwick Trop. And Trop with a towering fly ball. Deep left field. Robertson to the wall. 3 straight pitches, 3 straight home runs. Hill, Conley, and Trop on 3 straight pitches from McDermott send one over the wall. And the Braves now lead it 6-2 in the 8th.
Well, what are the chances of that? I know it's happened at least twice in spring training history.
You were a part of it?
I was. Spring training against the Mariners out in Arizona, and I was like, what do I throw next? All 3 of my pitches just got hit out of the park. Oh, man.
Gill, Conley, and Trop, first pitch swinging on those 3 straight pitches and sending them out of here. So here's Tristan English. Could we see 4 straight pitches? Righty-lefty matchup. First pitch, taken for a strike. You know he wanted to go after it. Back-to-back home runs. There's the 0-1 pitch. English fouls one back. McDermott just happy to get a few pitches over flying out of the ballpark.
I mean, you don't even see that happen in BP all that often. That's against a guy that's trying to give up home runs.
Oh, 0-2 on Tristan English. 2 down, bases empty. 6-2 Braves in the 8th. 0-2, chasing him is for strike 3. That ends the party here in the 8th. But John Hill, Cal Conley, and Chadwick Trop hit 3 straight pitches out of the ballpark for back-to-back homers. We go to the bottom of the 8th, 6-2 Braves.
It's road trip time. Not far from Atlanta is the spring home of the Braves, sunny Northport in Sarasota County, Florida. Visit the #1 beach in the U.S. Go on outdoor adventures like kayaking through mangrove tunnels and hunting for shark teeth. And check out the Tomahawk Tiki Bar at Cool Today Park. Head to visitsarasota.com to learn more and plan your trip today. That's visitsarasota.com.
Today's highlight is brought to you by Toyota. At home or on the road, they're never the underdog. Toyota, Let's go places. Lease a new 2026 Toyota Tacoma SR5 for $289 a month for 39 months. Offer valid through March 2nd, 2026. Well-qualified lessees with approved credit through Southeast Toyota Finance. $42.88 due at signing. No security deposit with select equipment. $350 disposition fee. Excludes tax, tag, registration, title, and dealer fees. See dealer for details.
Forget something for your project? We've got you. At HomeDepot.com, get fast, free delivery on millions of items for whatever you're working on, same day or next day. We bring what you need, and you bring it to life. Get fast, free delivery only at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Order select in-stock items by 4 p.m., subject to availability.
All value games at Truist Park get you $15 tickets, $10 parking, food and beverage offers, and more. Learn more at Braves.com/value.
Braves 6, Orioles 2 after back-to-back home runs in the top of the inning. Makes a big difference. On the pitch for the Braves, right-hander James Karinchak.
And there to greet him is Jose Barrero. First pitch will miss, 1 ball and no strikes. Yeah, Hill, Conley, and Tromp, all with home runs. They're in the top of the 8th inning. Jose Barrero to the plate for the first time. Takes the ball high. Braves make one other change. New catcher is Jair Camargo. Orioles have Will Robertson on deck. That'll be fouled back into the screen. Will Robertson got a good view of all those home runs at the top of the inning. He was in left field. He can tell you all about them.
And James Karinchak, interesting guy in the mix for this Braves bullpen, was absolutely dominant his time in Cleveland. He had 4 really good years there. Kind of working his way back to competition here, trying to make a name for himself again.
2-1, a fly ball to left field. Owen Carey to his left, fighting the sun, staggers to it, makes the catch on the edge of the warning track. One down to the 8th inning. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Atlanta Braves Radio Network. Will Robertson, the batter. Left-handed hitter out of Loose Creek, Maryland. That'll be fouled off. Alongside Darren O'Day and our producer-engineer Jonathan Chadwick, Ben Ingram here with you. Braves 6, Orioles 2, bottom of the 8th. 0-1 to Will Robertson, misses high. 11 in a row set down by Braves pitchers. That goes all the way back to the home run by Rutschman in the 4th inning. Last time the Orioles had a base runner. 1-1 from Karinchak. Ball a little bit high, 2-1. What are your expectations for Karinchak trying to bounce back from the injury and get back to form that he displayed a few years ago with Cleveland?
Yeah, he's a bit of a wild card. He's really talented.
2-1 pitch. Just missed. 3-1.
But he was one of the guys, you remember when MLB started checking for foreign substances, he was one of those guys that really struggled with it because he was an egregious offender of that quasi-rule we had before the formal ban. Used a lot of it on his glove.
3-1 bounce foul.
And if you believe Tyler Glasnow, was the Rays ace, now one of the Dodgers' many aces. He said that when they took the sticky stuff away from him, he had to start gripping the ball much harder to be able to make it spin. And if you look at a guy like Karinchak, known sticky guy, then comes up with an arm injury, that's another possibility for him as well.
3-2, low and in for ball 4. So having to grip it harder, and that's going to cause some elbow discomfort and eventually an injury.
Yes. It's, Tyler Glasnow blames that on why he blew out his elbow. Could also be because he throws 100. Karinchak also ran it up there pretty hard in his day. He was 96 to 98. He lived and died by the high fastball and just an unbelievably sharp curveball from a high arm angle. Here today, we've seen some 93s to 95s, so we'll see where that velocity falls. But he's been pitching well this spring. Already 2 innings and 4 strikeouts.
Pitch timer violation on Aaron Estrada, the batters, making an 0-1 count. Runner at first, 1 out. Karinchak brings it, and a swing and a miss at a breaking ball. On deck for the Orioles is Willie Vasquez, as he would be batting for the first time of the game. But this is the number 9 hitter, Aaron Estrada. Took over for Jeremiah Jackson, who went 0 for 2 with a couple of groundouts. 6-2 Braves, bottom of the 8th. 0-2 from Karinchak. Strike, good curveball. It gets him looking on just 2 pitches because of the pitch timer violation. Estrada spent more time walking from the batter's circle to the plate than he did actually standing in the left-hand batter's box. So 2 down for Willie Vasquez. Braves have out-hit the Orioles 11-3 in this game. Curveball just misses north of the zone to Vasquez. That walk a moment ago to Will Robertson, the first walk allowed by a Braves pitcher today. They have 4 strikeouts and 1 walk. And time called by Willie Vasquez. Braves in the 9th will have 9, 1, and 2 coming up. That should be Carey, Jarvis, and Lodis. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Vasquez a reach and a miss of that breaking ball away.
Yeah, I sure hope James Karinchak makes it to Atlanta at some point this season. He's fun to watch. He's kind of a show within the game. He's probably the most animated pitcher in the league on the mound.
Here's the 1-1. Low and outside. Here's my question. We talk about the era of the sticky stuff, and that being eliminated in baseball and guys that used it frequently. What do you see them turning to? How do they find success now that such a big part of their game has been eliminated? And you might need next inning to answer that. Here's the 2-1 pitch on the way to Willie Vasquez from James Karinchak. Called strike 2-2.
Well, I think there's still guys using it, first of all. Cheating is part of baseball.
Always has been.
Yeah, right. And there's ways to do it that is much less obvious, and ways to take it off your fingers before the umpire checks it. I'm not saying he is.
There's the 2-2. Just missed the outside corner.
But normally if I watch a pitcher, if I have some good camera angles of him, I can tell you whether he's using something or not. Just by watching him for a few innings and watching his body mannerisms and where he's touching with his hand.
Runner will be on the move here. Robertson over at first base. 2 down, 3-2 pitch. And a lunge and a miss at strike 3. Struck him out. That ends the bottom of the 8th. Just a 1-out walk allowed by Karinchak. We played 8. We go to the 9th. Braves leading 6-2.
The Braves and Harris Cherokee Casinos want to give you the spring training trip of a lifetime. Enter now for a shot to win the spring training trip jackpot presented by Harris Cherokee Casinos. Just visit Braves.com/Harris before March 5th, and you'll be in the running for a trip for 2 to Northport, Florida. You and a guest will win round-trip airfare, ground transportation, hotel accommodations, and tickets to see the Braves on Saturday, March 14th. But you must be 21 or older to enter. Get registered right now at Braves.com/Harris.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi at the same price for 5 years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included.
Plus, get online in no time with same-day Wi-Fi.
Just 5 years of Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to the devices that need them most and keeps you gaming in the fast lane. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity. Imagine that.
Select plans only. Restrictions apply. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025. Actual speeds vary.
Hey Braves Country, it's Tom Glavine, and when my ride needs a wash, I trust the official car wash of the Atlanta Braves, Tidal Wave Auto Spa. With hundreds of convenient locations, all-star customer service, and cutting-edge equipment that gets my ride sparkling clean in just 3 minutes, Tidal Wave is a game changer. Visit TidalWaveAutospa.com to find a location near you.
My car is happy. I am happy. Tidal Wave Auto Spa.
Top of the ninth here in Sarasota. Braves leading at 6-2. Orioles once again will go to the bullpen. Righty Jose Espada hoping to do better than his teammate Chase McDermott did last inning. McDermott going 1 inning pitched, 4 hits, 3 earned on 3 home runs, back to back to back on 3 consecutive pitches.
Owen Carey to lead off for the Braves here in the 9th inning. And Carey with a check swing, he definitely went. Nothing in 1. Sean Reed Foley is tossing for the Braves in the bullpen, so the 9th could be his. And if it is, he'd be facing 2, 3, and 4 in the order with Trimble, Noda, and Honeycutt. You up. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Owen Carey takes a big hack and a miss. 0-2. Darren and I will have the call tomorrow back in Northport for a home game tomorrow versus the Rays. 0-2 as Espada spins it up there. And a chopper to second, taken on 3 bounces by Espada. And he throws low, and that is kicked away by Ryan Noda. So the pitch by Espada was grounded to Estrada, and he had a bad throw for an E4. That's one he'd like to have over again. That's a routine play that he should make 100% of the time.
Yeah, Estrada caught that. It was an easy play right to him, and he caught it on his heels and then tried to flip a cool throw over to first. And that's one the coaches will definitely notice. It's one that goes in the negative column.
That's the first error in this game for either team. Jim Jarvis climbs in. Bats from the left side. There's a ball inside. Split squad action tomorrow. As part of the team will head down to Fort Myers to face the Twins. That'll be Grant Holmes versus Mick Abel in that game. Darren and I have elected to cover the home game tomorrow. That's a no-brainer. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Jim Jarvis chops one weakly out to second, taken on the bounce by Estrada. His only play is to throw to first and get Jarvis. That was a big high hopper. And Carey down to second base. Yeah, the game we're calling tomorrow, Braves and Rays, will be Reynaldo Lopez versus Drew Rasmussen. So we'll call that game versus Tampa and update you when we can on what happens versus the Twins in the split squad action. Runner at second, 1 out. Alex Lodis climbing in. Righty-righty matchup, and Lodis takes the ball outside. 6-2 Braves in the 9th. They wouldn't mind one more run.
Yeah, you mentioned that split squad tomorrow for the Braves, having to find 2 different squads to put out there for games. That's something I sparked a memory in my head.
1-0 to Lodis outside.
You were talking earlier about Jeremy Hefner having to manage all these new personalities and learn how they pitch. The very hardest part of a pitching coach's job in spring training is figuring out who's going to throw when. You know, he has to have this matrix of when everybody's thrown and when they can throw again. It's a nightmare.
2-0 hit well out towards right center field, towards the gap, and it's over Trimble all the way to the base of the wall. Sprinting in Owen Carey, RBI double for Alex Lodis, who goes into second, clapping his hands. It's 7-2 Braves as they have totaled a dozen hits today. And that drives in the run for one more tally here in the 9th.
Yeah, nice piece of hitting there from Lodis. You don't see many balls hit the other way with that kind of authority. There was no chance for the Orioles outfielders to cut that one off.
Braves continue to tack on run after run and comfortably leading 7-2. Here comes Lisandro Espinoza. Another right-on-right matchup. Espinoza swings and misses. So before you even get to the results of pitchers, just the schedule of it all for who's going to go and win.
Yeah, I'd look at Rick Kranitz's sheet and just look at it and marvel at the organization and say, this is the exact reason I will never be a pitching coach.
One pitch. That swung on a miss. Yeah, organization's not your strong suit. I've seen your hotel rooms on the road.
You can take one look at my scorebook and tell that, buddy.
Yeah.
No, it's like, Will Hunting and Good Will Hunting doing the math on the board. That's what it looked like to me. I mean, it's so complicated. They do a great job at managing all these guys.
0-2 pitch and a called third strike. Curveball got him, 2 down here in the 9th inning. Yeah, so double that workload for a split squad day.
Right. And then those guys can't go on their regular rest in 5 days, and it just... The nice outlet is that you always wonder why guys pitch on backfields, and it's a lot of times like that. where both Ronaldo and Grant will be pitching tomorrow.
Patrick Closey takes a ball high. Would the split squad day be one of those days where you conveniently misplace your gray pants? Like, Skip, I can't find my gray pants anywhere. I got to pitch in the home game.
Absolutely. Cut a hole in them if you have to.
1-0 to Closey, and he'll reach for a breaking ball down and miss 1-1. Lead at second for Lodi's. Right-hander Espada glanced to second base. 1-1, another chase and a miss. Top hand came off the bat on that swing and miss.
I noticed something a little different here with this new Braves coaching staff. It's customary in spring training for the coaches to sit on the field, right behind the on-deck circle. I'm noticing here today Walt Weiss and his coaches tucked back in the dugout, just like the regular season.
1-2, low and inside, 2-2. That's a good observation. The screen is there and chairs there in case they want to, but the chairs are empty.
Hey, you wouldn't catch Snit in the dugout in spring training. He was always out there on that warning track watching the game with his coaches by his side.
2-2 pitch. High and away, 3-2. This right-hander Espada has a bleach blonde mohawk coming out of the back of his orange cap. Right-hander comes set right at the belly. 3-2 pitch. Little nubber up the third base line and foul. Went about halfway down the line on the chalk and then took a left-hand turn to go foul. Bleach blonde mohawk is a good way to get attention in spring training, isn't it?
It might be Jay Chad's next haircut.
It might be.
After the feathered mullet he's got going on. Looking fly, buddy.
Yeah, he's in midseason form. If Closey reaches, Hill would come to the plate. Braves leading 7-2 in the top of the ninth inning. Lodisa lead at second. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Espada cuts it loose. Closey cranks one hard but foul into the Orioles bullpen down the right field line. Sellout crowd on a Saturday here in Sarasota. 7,728. A lot of orange and black down there. A little bit of red and navy down that third base line behind the Braves dugout. They've had a lot to cheer about today. Again, the 3-2, and he puts one in the dirt, and that swung on a miss by Closey. And that ends the top of the ninth inning. But a double by Alex Lodis scores Owen Carey. It's an unearned run. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the ninth. Braves 7, Orioles 2.
Hi, it's Chuck Dowdle. If you're ready for a better checking account, my friends at Georgia's Own Credit Union can help. Open an all-access checking account from Georgia's Own, and you'll get access to more than 30,000 surcharge-free ATMs nationwide. And get paid up to 2 days early. Best of all, for a limited time, earn a welcome bonus when you open a new all-access checking account. To learn more, visit georgiasown.org. I'm Chuck Dowdle, and I'm proud to be one of Georgia's Own.
Georgia's Own is federally insured by the NCUA. Restrictions apply. Visit georgiasown.org for complete details.
Here's a club you'll want to get into, Club Citgo. It's the super easy app that opens the door to great fuel savings and more. Sign up and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up, plus everyday savings that really add up. You can also enter our sweepstakes with multiple winners and giveaways, like free gas for a year. And Club Citgo makes paying easy with a convenient mobile pay feature. So welcome to the club where all the action is. Download Club Citgo today. Savings could up to 30 gallons, only at participating locations. Data rates may apply.
Cold months in the South mean that rodents, critters, and pests are trying to find a way into your warm house. Luckily, you can trust the pros at Arrow Exterminators to keep your home pest-free inside and out. Arrow protects homes and businesses and is the official pest control provider of Truist Park and the Braves, so you know you're getting the best from the best. To set up a free pest inspection, call 888-GO-ARROW or visit arrowexterminators.com.
The Braves Country Music Fest at Truist Park is June 13th, featuring Cody Johnson, Ella Langley, and more. Get tickets at braves.com/BravesCountryFest.
Braves 7, Orioles 2 as we head into the bottom of the ninth. Braves summoning right-hander Sean Reed Foley from the bullpen, looking to get the last 3 outs of the game.
There to greet him, Reed Trimble, who's 0 for 1 with a fly out to left field. First pitch in there for a called strike. Braves have displayed Strider, Perez, Suarez, Guerra, Karinchak, and now Reed Foley on the mound. 6th pitcher used by Walt Weiss in this game. They've had a really good day, giving up just 2 runs on 3 hits. There's a ball outside. They've combined for 5 strikeouts and just the 1 walk. Looking for 1 more inning just like that, put this thing in the win column. 1-1 on Reed Trimble. Righty-lefty matchup. 1-1 pitch. Hackett a miss. 1-2.
And I'm looking at Sean Reed Foley's page here on the internet and see something I don't think I've ever seen before. He was born in Agana Heights, Guam.
Is that right?
Born on the rock in the middle of the Pacific. Guessing military family?
That makes sense. I think we were talking about him the other day. Did he go to high school in Florida?
He went to high school in Jacksonville, where
That's
I'm
right.
from, which is also a big Navy town.
Yeah, it definitely has military family written all over it. 1-2, and there's a called third strike. Good backdoor breaking ball. This will be challenged by Reed Trimble. Yeah, Florida probably a little bit more of a baseball hotbed than Guam, huh?
Probably.
This is a strike. Colby confirmed, and Reed Trimble goes down looking. That's that high corner of the strike zone that we're talking about that could be reviewed multiple times and overturned.
I'll give Jeremy Rehack credit behind the dish for calling that. In previous years, you would almost never get that pitch called. So these umpires are likely going to be making an adjustment themselves to this new ABS zone.
I'll tell you what I look forward to seeing. There's one down for Ryan Noda. I look forward to seeing the data extrapolated out over the course of a season and seeing if the challenges and overturned calls remain the same or if that ratio changes, if the umpires get better with it.
Yeah.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. Noda takes a ball high, 2-0. Because I could see them furthermore training themselves on what that zone is for the ABS system and getting even further up to date on it.
Yeah.
And more acclimated with it and improving the calls. 2-0 pitch to Noda, fouled back our way. That's right over us.
That's a good point. And also, it'd be interesting to see if some hitters are told, hey, you're not allowed to challenge anymore. You can keep burning our challenges, buddy. And you get too emotional at the plate. Like, I'm interested to see Juan Soto. He thinks nothing is a strike.
That's a good point. He might be public enemy number 1 to watch for that. There's a ball inside. Because you could strike him out, fair and square, it's in the zone, and he thinks nothing is a strike.
Yeah, so you could see him burning a challenge every day for the Mets. Especially when he's facing Chris Sale and he throws one perfectly executed slider down and away.
3-1 from Reed Foley. And that misses for ball 4. You remember the game last year where Strider struck out Soto and he's walking back to the dugout. Soto was barking and Strider's looking over at him. I got you.
Yeah.
And you could, that's a circumstance where Soto would have been challenging, raising all sorts of ruckus over it.
100%. Yeah, it'll be fun to watch. Just another layer of the game within the game this year.
1 on, 1 aboard for Vance Honeycutt, who takes a strike. Braves 7, Orioles 2. Bottom of the ninth. Runner at first, 1 out. Braves haven't turned a double play today. That put this thing in the win column if they turn one right here. 0-1 to Honeycutt. A little bit low and outside. This will be challenged. Jair Camargo, Braves catcher, will challenge this pitch. That would make it a strike if this is overturned, and that just missed. That was low and away. Missed by 0.3 inches. Ball to strike on Vance Honeycutt. And Honeycutt takes a strike.
Boy, I was just thinking about that in terms of, tape measure.
It is quarter of an inch.
Just a quarter of an inch. I mean, that's incredible. The technology they have now.
Ball and 2 strikes. Reed Foley fires. Missed high, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Yeah, the technology, is, to me, to get that kind of a reading that quickly, where it sizes up the plate, the height, and the width of the batter, because that all comes into play, and exactly where the pitch was within fractions of an inch. 2-2 clubbed way up into the air to deep left field. That's long gone, and a 2-run home run for Vance Honeycutt. That's up there by the concession stand, back of the bleachers. And a 2-run homer suddenly makes it 7-4 here in the bottom of the ninth. That's the first base hit for the Orioles since the 4th inning. Second homer of the game for the Orioles. Rutschman had the other back in the 4th. So make it 7-4. Only the 4th hit of the game for the Orioles. One out for Sam Huff. Takes the ball low and outside. Sean Reed Foley trying to regroup. Base is clear. 1 down. Just wants 2 quick outs. Get this thing in the win column. And turn our attention to tomorrow. 1-0 to Huff. High and away, 2 balls, no strikes.
Number 85, Tomas Sosa in the on-deck circle for the Orioles. 85 Sosa on deck.
They announced Tomas Sosa is in the on-deck circle for the Orioles. As he'll get a crack at it here. There's a deep drive to left field again, this time off the bat of Huff. That will send Carey back, and it's back-to-back home runs for the Orioles. That, too, was a deep shot over the bleachers. And it's now a 7-5 game.
Well, you know, we coming to the game today. I brought my family down, Ben. I told my 2 sons to bring their gloves. I wish they were standing out there in left field with them instead of over here behind the dugout.
Yeah, they'd have had a shot at at least one of them.
Jeez.
We have seen 3 Oriole home runs today, 3 Braves homers today. Nothing to come out and check on Sean Reed Foley. Jeremy Hefner, Walt Weiss both out there, and I think that's going to be it for Sean Reed Foley. I didn't see what he was favoring. Maybe a blister, the way he's holding his hand. But he will come out of the game as the training staff is looking at him. And the Braves will send in a right-hander. So we'll see who the new hurler is for the Braves. They'll be called upon to get 2 outs. It was a 7-2 Braves lead entering the bottom of the 9th inning, and a couple of homers have put 3 runs up on the board for the Orioles. This could be Ryan Barraza, who wears number 89, a right-hander. And that, I believe that is 89. So the right-hander, Ryan Barraza, B-O-U-R-A-S-S-A, Ryan Barraza, the new pitcher for the Braves.
He's a 26-year-old right-hander out of Shakopee, Minnesota. Didn't go too far to go to college. Went to Bismarck State College in Bismarck, North Dakota. And South Dakota State University in Brookings, South Dakota. So he knocked out both Dakotas in college. Didn't go far from home to go to college.
I bet they didn't play a home game for 6 weeks when they started their season.
A lot of indoor work, I would imagine.
Indoor work, start your season with tournaments down south.
Yeah. Now, these spring training games, they always find a way to get interesting late in the game, huh? I mean, it makes sense with the way the wind blows and you get a ball up in that breeze out the left. It's going to go.
Well, it seemed like this ball game was well in hand for the Braves, carrying a 5-run lead to the bottom of the 9th. But back-to-back home runs from Honeycutt and Huff have made it a 2-run game. And now the tying runs in the on-deck circle. Tomas Sosa will be the batter. He'll be followed by Jose Barrero. And this right-hander, Barraza, takes over for Sean Reed Foley. Sean Reed-Foley records 1 out. He goes a third of an inning, gives up 2 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned, 1 walk, 1 strikeout.
Yeah, Ryan Barraza split his 2025 season between Columbus and Rome. Dominated Columbus, 8 appearances, .82 ERA. So the team bumped him up to Rome, 30 appearances with a 2.95 ERA. He did have 3 saves for Rome, so that's what he'd be looking for here today with a slim 2-run lead.
So this really mimics an in-season situation that he would be expected to face.
Yeah. Yeah, he had 2 saves at Columbus and 3 at Rome, so he does have a little experience. And I can tell you from experience, when you're an A-ball pitcher and you're pitching in front of the Major League staff, and you know there's a save on the line, and you fancy yourself a relief pitcher, you want to convert that save. So the little extra pressure on these young guys, pitching in these big league spring training games.
Yeah, this is a good situation for him. So often, especially with relief pitchers and closers in particular, it's really hard to mimic what you're going to experience in the regular season. You're just trying to get your work in. You might be working in the 3rd or 4th inning, not a save situation. Yeah. The adrenaline's not there compared to what you'd expect to see 6 weeks from now when you have a 1-run lead on the road against a divisional opponent. So for Barraza, even though he's been in the minor leagues, this exactly mimics what he would be expecting to see in the regular season. So a good opportunity for him.
For sure. And, it's never easy jumping up in an injury situation and warming up on the field and feeling rushed. And there's a little bit of extra adversity there. And as I mentioned, the Major League coaching staff is watching, and they know that. So you show you a little gumption if you can get out there and put all that adversity behind you and get the job done.
The difference in this game right now, you think about the run in the 6th inning where a balk led to a run scored. Eventually, as a ground out, eventually scored that run. A balk got John Hill from second to third base. Without that balk, no run scores that inning. Then the unearned run by the Braves in the top of this inning. First pitch to Sosa as a strike on the outside corner. And with the surge by the Orioles here in the bottom of the 9th inning with a 3-run 9th inning, those 2 runs stand out. 7-5 Braves, bottom of the 9th, looking for 2 more outs. 0-1 to Tomas Sosa. Big swing and a miss. Actually fouled it off the gear of Jair Camargo, but a strike nonetheless. Tomas Sosa, big left-handed hitter. Gripping the bat with bright orange batting gloves. 0-2. Missed low with a breaking ball. So 1-2 on Sosa. Barrero is on deck. And then after Barrero, it would be Will Robertson. Looking for the put-away pitch. 1-2. Missed low, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Braves scored twice in the 2nd, once in the 6th, 3 runs in the 8th, and once in the 9th. Orioles with 1 in the 2nd, 1 in the 4th, and 3 here in the 9th. Barraza bent at the waist, now straightens, comes set right at the belt. He spins the 2-2 and a soft pop-up, shallow left. Lodis, the shortstop, ranging back. He'll make the squeeze. And 2 down here in the 9th inning. Now the Orioles down to their final out. It'll be in the hands of Jose Barrero. Barrero came to the plate to lead off the 8th inning. He flied out to left field. Shade covers the field as a cloud passes by. Pitch on the way to Barrero. He cuts it loose, missed every stitch of that one. Good secondary stuff by Barraza.
Yeah, he's really leaning on that curveball.
Got a right-on-right matchup in the 0-1. Clubbed in the air to left field. Owen Carey backpedaling, slows, makes the catch. And the Braves wrap up the month of February with a victory here in Sarasota over the Orioles. For Baltimore in the 9th inning. 3 runs on 2 hits, both homers. No errors, no one left. Braves win it by a final score of 7-5 over Baltimore. Back with the totals after this.
Braves fans, when you listen to the game, you know there's more happening than what shows up in the box score. The same is true after a truck crash. These cases aren't like car accidents. Different rules, different playbook. I'm attorney John Foy, the strong arm. I know how trucking companies move fast to protect themselves and what they hope you never find out. If you've been hit by a big truck, you need someone who's ready to step up and swing for the fences. Make the right call. Attorney John Foyne Associates, proud partner of the Atlanta Braves.
Spring is in the air, Braves fans. As the Braves get Truist Park ready for opening day, it's time to get your lawn in shape too. As the official partner of the Atlanta Braves grounds crew, Pennington knows what it takes to grow a lush, healthy lawn. With over 80 years of history rooted right here in Braves country, Pennington helps you grow a yard you can be proud of. Gear up for spring with Pennington Grass Seed. Available at the Home Depot.
I remember the hard road that led to this moment.
And the MLB Comeback Player of the Year is Atlanta Braves pitcher Johnny Venters.
Every day I work towards a better future for my family, my teammates, and my community. Having a setback in life can be devastating, but each challenge is a setup for your strongest comeback.
Braves win!
That's why I trust Globe Life. For over 125 years, they have been helping families protect their financial future. Globe Life. Make tomorrow better.
The Braves have over 20 gate giveaways this season, from bobbleheads to wearables. See them all at Braves.com/promos.
All right, Braves win at 7-5 over the Orioles. So through 8 games here in the Grapefruit League, the Braves are 6-2. Orioles fall to 4-4 after this loss. Here are the totals. For the Braves, 7 runs, 12 hits, no errors, 6 men left on base, 3 homers for the Braves on 3 straight pitches there in the 8th inning, as Hill, Connolly, and Tromp all hit home runs off of the right-hander McDermott. For the Orioles, 5 runs, 5 hits, 1 error, 2 men left on base. They hit 3 homers themselves, one by Adley Rutschman, one by Sam Huff, one by Vance Honeycutt. Jose Suarez is the winner. Yainer Cano is the loser. Ryan Barraza earns the save. Time of game, 2 hours, 27 minutes in front of 7,728. And Darren, nice job. You show up, game number 1 for you, and the Braves get a victory.
Absolutely. And a tidy, quick one as well.
That'll work.
Mm-hmm.
Time of game, 2 hours, 27 minutes in front of 7,728. Back at home tomorrow versus the Rays. And we'll tell you about that when we come back and close on the Atlanta Braves Radio Network.
When your schedule sounds like this.
Are you kidding me?
An oil change is the last thing you have time for. So drive into Take 5 and let our techs change your oil, check your tires, top off your fluids, and have you back on the road pit stop fast. All while you stay in your car. No putting your entire schedule on hold, no upsells, no problem. So you can get back to your to-do list. Or not. Find your nearest shop at take5.com. Take 5, the stay in your car 10-minute oil change.
Hey, baseball fans, if you've ever dreamed of going on the ultimate road trip, this one's for you. Grand Slam Getaways offers bucket list bus trips designed for fans who love the game and want to travel in style to multiple major league ballparks. All trips depart from Atlanta and include great tickets, hotels, side trips, and even some player appearances. Tours include at least 2 Atlanta road games, so get ready to root for the road team. Check out this year's trips at grandslam-getaways.com. That's grandslam-getaways.com.
Puka, Bella, I'm sure you've noticed some changes.
Who are you talking to?
I'm just practicing for when I have to tell the dogs about the twins, because they'll...
Be fine in the spacious third-row seat.
But the twins...
Can sleep peacefully thanks to the rear manual sunshade.
And what about the...
Extra cargo space for strollers and dog beds?
I guess you're right.
Can we go to the hospital now? The contractions are getting closer.
The 3-row Lexus TX. Because everyone should feel like the center of the universe. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
All value games at Truist Park get you $15 tickets, $10 parking, food and beverage offers, and more. Learn more at Braves.com/value.
All right, Braves win it here in Sarasota, 7-5 over the Orioles. And our next broadcast will be tomorrow when the Braves welcome in the Tampa Bay Rays at Cool Today Park in Northport. Our Braves Radio Network coverage will begin tomorrow at 12:55 Eastern. And then Darren and I have the first pitch at 1:05 Eastern, 12:05 Central. Drew Rasmussen, right-hander, gets the ball for the Rays. And he'll be opposed by right-hander Reynaldo Lopez, who is 1-0 this spring. So for our studio producer and operator back in Atlanta, Joe Virgin, doing a great job as always. Also for Darren O'Day and our producer-engineer Jonathan Chadwick, here with us in Sarasota. This is Ben Ingram saying so long and good evening from Ed Smith Stadium here in Sarasota, Florida. Final score, Braves 7, Orioles 5. You've been listening to Atlanta Braves